your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The madman. The madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Movie Madness and Entertainment. And let's talk about movie talk, how to make it better. I got a great panel of friends that we could talk about the whole situation of movie talk. I want to revisit it. Occasionally I do these. One of my best videos in the past was discussing access media versus hate access. And it's very rare, and should it be rare, where the bigs call out the bad behavior in movie talk. Does it help just to ignore it? Are people under the influence? What we want to see in movie talk? In my approach, of course, you could feel free to criticize me as much as you want, but I will probably still do what I feel I want to do, and I'll explain my angle of movie talk, first off, right off the intro, rumors, speculation, strong opinions. That's what I love. I don't want to ever go too personal. It can be sometimes really hard. And also, this is not clickbait. This thumbnail. So smash the hell of the like button. I think when a big YouTuber such as John Campea, and props to John Campea, actually addresses problems and shows fearlessness and it's not just, he's not just fronting when he says, if I even say this, I know I'm going to lose some subs. That is accurate. That is accurate to what happens on here, but it should be acknowledged, should be discussed. And, the environment here on YouTube. Now, you can also comment on what I do here. My angle is, and I don't know if I said this off screen or not, movie talk is oversaturated. So it's boring to me to just do the things, to only do the topics and discuss the panel. I like to see what everyone else is saying. Also, collabs I will never get. The kind of way is a bounce off other people's ideas. I do also, just so you know, I love all of you here. In the past, I thought I could do a solo show and I'll get my more opinion out. But I love to hear what other people think. I love to hear what Brian thinks, what Devin thinks, what RJ, CJH, and Eddie think. I love to meet new people, get differences of opinion, and I try to have the most diverse opinions out there on movie talk. What's this, Devin?
Oh, just look at that Shad's comment.
Let me see.
He thought that you were the John Campea show.
Oh,
well, welcome aboard, Sean.
Well, Sean, we're going to give John props. And what's the answer? Is the answer just ignoring it? Is that the answer? I think this is the problem. My personal opinion.
It, I'm just saying.
Okay, my personal opinion, my subjective opinion, is the reason the world is the way it is people just ignore shit and let things slide and enable. And this is why it's so volatile.
I have an answer.
That's my personal, but I do want to hear Brian elaborate on his too, and then RJ, go ahead. Brian, you're happy ignoring it.
Well, as you all have been well aware, I've been firmly preaching to the just don't look method, because if you don't watch what they have to say, you're usually better off not hearing it. But every once in a while, they do say something that is, across the, over the pale or whatever the expression is, but like it's just that far out there. It's where pushback has to be given. So I mean, and unfortunately, with what's been going on, it has to be given. So I mean, there's a time and a place, I think.
Do they have influence? Okay. Do they have influence on the fandom? Are they also influencers? Because
Yes.
I think they're not. I don't think they're just commentators, and they don't have any impact on the fandom. I actually think they
do
influencers. Yes,
they do, but I think their reach might be overestimated. I think there's a lot of people that watch them purely to respond to them. There's people on the panel right now that have done that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Max, you used to watch Jeremy videos to come up with content. I mean, that's kind of how I met you. So like, I'm not saying going after them all the time there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying,
I do. That's the mistake I had in the past. Is I don't want to go after them all the time. When there's a big event, I probably cover them multiple times in a week, like 3 times this week.
Yeah,
but most of the time, I want to mix it up. That is a definite mistake, me personally, and altogether in content is doing the same thing over and over. I like to mix it up.
The only reason I ignore it is because what am I going to do about it? I only have a limited voice, and
we have 54 people watching in the first 6 minutes. People want to talk about it.
Just be positive and not. And when I make my criticisms about them, make them about what they say and not them personally, because all too often it just gets taken down to personal attacks. Like, well, you're just stupid. That's not an argument.
I think where we lose you sometimes, Brian, is when we're talking about it, and I'm trying to be critical, and then someone on the panel goes to pejoratives and insults, and you're like, that's not cool. And then you get pissed and leave, or you want to leave.
Well, no, I don't leave, but I'm just like, I kind of just have to sit back and bite my tongue, and I don't do it.
Here's where there is, to me, as a content creator, where there's lots of engagement. I don't think it's necessarily exploiting it, but I think there's opportunities. What should you do? Not talk about it? No. People need to behave. People need to behave. When you hear someone on the panel or the chat, just calmly say, "You're going personal. That's not cool. You're being just as much as what you're criticizing here." And I think that's the difference. And that's as simple as it is. And don't get upset about it. I mean, that's what I want. I want to I don't want to go away from the hard conversations just because. Also, I love lively debates. People take it way too personally.
There's a difference, though.
People think I take it too personally.
Well, here's the thing.
I do.
Here's a suggestion. I think next time you have a spirited debate, kick the panel, or at least most of it.
Do what?
Because kick the panel.
No.
Or at least
I completely disagree.
When you're having a spirited debate and there's 10 people on the panel,
it's a shit show.
What we have to do is come together and try harder.
This is fine. No, because everybody's just going to talk over each other. Man.
I'm going to put you in the back room.
Always think if it's mostly 2 people talking with each other, I think maybe have those 2 actually have it out.
You can have a more civil conversation. Exactly.
Just mute everyone's mic.
Well, or that's 6 people. That's fine. We can all have a conversation.
If it gets like 8 or above, then yeah.
Well, Zeno's you're not helping situations saying things like that, Zeno. That's exactly what I'm talking. We don't want to go to insults. Like,
I have bad teeth too. I mean, you don't really want to throw stones in the glass house.
Well, I guess he's doing that because he was mocking Princess Leia's teeth. But still, we don't want to do the exact same thing they do. We want to be better, don't we?
No, I insult people all the time, almost exclusively. Almost exclusively.
All right, Devin's gone.
Nice. I keep it from your channel due to respect from you.
No, but look, there are 66 people watching. Please smash the like button if you want intelligent conversations like this, nuanced conversations about movie talk. There is an opportunity for success on YouTube. You got to do things different. That's my point of view. I also, as a working man, I get frustrated by the time I get to a topic it's been covered to death. So I like to highlight video clips. Maybe not show the whole video is another thing I'm like trying to get away from. But people are like, no, show the whole video. I don't need to see the whole video. I know the context of their words. If I see 2 minutes, I pretty much get the feel of the video.
I mean, I have an answer that I feel like would probably work, but you're not gonna like it.
What?
All right, let me say what I need to say. Don't intercut because
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna drop some bombs. So,
Oh
so
boy.
you ready?
I don't censor you. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Here's what I said earlier. I think after this whole Obi-Wan thing, at this point, it's time to stop pretending that Ryan Kinel, Jeremy Griggs, Gary Beeler, they're not movie talk people. They're not entertainment people. They're not fans. They're political commentators posing as nerds. They're political commentators, and movie talk is not the place for. It's not a political show, right? We talk about entertainment news. We talk about fun stuff. At this point, they offer nothing of value to the conversation that I feel like is worthy anymore, except for further engaging and pushing hateful ideas and political ideas that stem from hate. So at this point, they bring nothing of value to the conversation that I honestly don't think that they're worth covering anymore. At this point, and I will say this, and I will say this as well.
I disagree.
This is where it's going to get me some pushback. I think that a majority of a lot of scoopers out there, including Sil Abdul and Mikey Sutton, I don't believe they offer anything of positive value to the conversation that we have at Movie Talk either, and I feel like they should not be covered anymore either.
I disagree.
They all Gigassi. Let me finish. Gigassi as a website offers nothing of value except for groaning and just people being miserable talking about it because most of us don't believe it. So why should we keep talking about it if we don't like talking about it? Right? If it brings nothing but debate and anger and frustration and people don't enjoy, the whole point of Movie Talk is supposed to be fun. If we're not enjoying it, then what are we doing here?
I'm enjoying myself talking about all the scenarios, everyone's opinions, everyone's angle. You don't have to believe it. The problem is don't take things personally. And there's a way to discuss rumors without if you feel that people are pushing rumors on you and doing it in a disingenuous way and telling you to believe it, there's a way to cover that carefully.
But what value does it ultimately bring is the question we need to ask.
It's a fun discussion.
But you can have fun discussions about rumors and speculation without bringing up the same website over and over and over again, though.
Well, that won't get the views in, RJ. That's the thing. That's a YouTube game. I'm being honest. That's a YouTube game. I mean, that's the stuff that people roll in and seeing quick. Like if you put Mikey Sutton and Sil or Ron and this and that, people
honestly, if we're gonna cover rumors and speculation,
yourself in here in Movie Talk, and
because I feel like there are much better websites out there that we could actually be reading. Why are we not reading Making Star Wars by Jason Ward? Why are we not reading Bespin Bulletin?
The CJHpodcast.com.
I mean, like there are so many better websites that are far more reputable that we could be covering, but it's the same couple websites all the time. Right.
I've been trying to do more websites. I have.
I'm just saying, what value at this point? I'm just saying, like, what value does a website like Geeksty or Bounty into Comics serve? They're pulled from the same ilk at this point. They're both websites cater to an echo chamber audience. Like, there's nothing of value that we can stem from that actually makes for engaging movie.
There is value there if you can bring your own receipts and show people that it's not accurate. There is some substance in there with going through the article, showing, hey, there's not a lot here. There's no real proof here.
But what's the point there? Are we trying to change people's minds, or what are we trying to do?
Is because this is what all Movie Talk does as well. Is address what people are talking about. What people are talking about that day is the stuff they bring up. Why are you going to limit yourself and not talk about it? Just do it in a way that makes you feel better about it. You could say, I don't believe this.
I think honestly, a lot of us have tried doing that, and the whole point is that it doesn't work.
I think
you're all complaining here. We have 68 viewers, and people want to talk about this. This is interesting.
Because we are talking about it.
Yeah, we're having a conversation about it.
We're not complaining. You want us to change Movie Talk, right?
It's interesting because of the banter.
So you're going to hear some stuff that you probably aren't going to want to hear. Okay.
Do I censor you guys?
No, here's the deal. Okay. The problem is that most of the time, people on the panel have personal issues with Geekosity. Okay? That's the problem.
That's not me.
Well, I know it's not you, boss. I'm just telling you that when you have people on a panel, that understand and know that they have an angle, just like every scooper does. Okay, that's going to create tension in the room, and it always does. So I get where RJ's coming from. If you don't want to have that kind of tension while not limiting movie talk, cover a different source.
I didn't say I said don't get personal. I'm fine. Everyone,
But the problem is, Max, it's too late. There's already been personal shots that have been traded for the last couple months.
At this point, it's been so far gone. At this point, it's gotten so personal. It's like the kitchen's too hot.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I understand you like having these conversations and you like turning up the tension, but dude, over the last couple of days, I've heard some people on, and the problem is it gets tried. Right, we have sides now. I hear the other side complaining about how none of us are qualified to talk about movies. None of us.
Listen, I don't believe that.
If that's the case, I'll never get on this goddamn thing again. Because seriously,
I don't believe.
I make sandwiches and I'm trained to work on cars.
I don't believe that.
If you want videos about oil changes, I can take that. But I'm not going to take shit from some dude sitting on his fucking couch.
But there's
get a job, dude.
Okay, there is no difference between. I mean, there is a difference, but there's not much difference between that and saying that their friend is a liar or a scammer, and they're morons for believing things they believe in.
Yeah, and I'm stupid. I'm a bumpkin because I never went to film school.
Listen,
dude.
I didn't say that, but I'm telling you that you don't realize you're. Well, you might have. No, I'm just kidding. But you don't realize that you're doing the same thing, somewhat, criticizing, mocking them for their beliefs.
Because you talk shit first, I can't say something back.
No, I didn't say that. I'm
not you personally. I'm just saying,
I'm explaining to you that you're doing a similar thing by mocking them, what they believe, calling the person they trust, the person they trust in. You're calling him a liar, a scammer, a grifter.
So shouldn't the logical conclusion be that in order to foster a better community for movie talk, then maybe we should stop engaging with the website that leads to war?
I'm engaging with everything. I'm not limiting myself whatsoever. The thing I will take away from your criticism, and I'm being honest here. I've always been honest with my friends.
No, that's fine.
The thing I will be honest here is I will mix it up and do more websites and cover more people, which I do want to do. I don't want to just, and then I will still do the geekosity just to hear the cringe, but it's probably not going to be a lot. No, I don't necessarily think they're lying still. I think they have sources.
I just think the source, if they're lying or telling the truth, dude.
You don't care about a lot of it, Brian, but I do. I care about it.
But see, what I would rather do is watch something, okay, and be like, "Hey guys, did you like that? What do you think's going to happen next?" Okay, and
we
not
do
even
that too.
involved.
We do all of that.
Well, a lot of the times we'll read an article and then we'll be like, "Hey guys, what do you think's going to happen now?" Because Geekosity said this is going to happen, bro.
That's a fun starting point.
I think that the question is how do we create something that's more enriching and engaging versus just going over the news and stuff too. Like, I'll be honest, like one of the most fun things I talked to Matt. We talked about Stranger Things season 4 for about an hour and a half with me, Caden, and Ryan Hartwell, and that was a fantastic discussion about that show, about the prospects of future seasons, about that kind of stuff. That's the kind of engaging talk that we can also be having, but I think we're so warped into a singular viewpoint of how movie talk operates. Right?
I've also done To the Max on Saturday. It has nothing to do with these people. It's all positive.
And To the Max is one of the best shows of the week, dude, because we don't do this stuff.
And it's the least viewed. And I'm not here all about the views. I'm not here all about the views. I'm just explaining. I'm happy doing everything. I'm happy doing everything. But these are great. I want anyone else to add more, Devin, Eddie, CGH, before we get to the John Campea. Thank you, Valerie.
Great website that you should all check out.
Oh, God. The CGH podcast. Is it back up?
It is.
Oh, okay. Good job, CGH. Thank you. Eddie, what is your thoughts? You want to add to this?
I mean, what everyone's saying is true, but I keep thinking about it from a YouTuber's perspective. Despite I shouldn't be, but like I said, what gets the clicks, what gets people engaged in this. Obviously, the banter, the discourse, the controversies, the back talking, all this. I don't know how for the show or anyone else's channels to function a different way. I'm pretty sure when it comes to engagement and monetization reasons, it would definitely be drastically different. But
listen, I don't ever want to be just for the clicks. I'm not going to be just
I'm
for
just
the clicks.
saying that,
but they do mean a lot. The engagement does mean a lot, and I love hot conversations. I do this for a living. I talk with people for a living. I always engage in.
What I'm trying to say is that this. I'm not trying to sound a jerk or anything. I think, in my opinion, like, this channel has already made its place in terms of what people expect to happen, like in terms of what we cover, or in terms of what's going to happen. Certain people show up, so it's like, I don't know if you can really break that cycle now, since it's kind of too late, in my opinion. I mean,
there's not every day I do this. Hey, Lonely Banter, I would love to get Lonely Banter in here. I love Lonely Banter. Good evening, man.
And the thing is, too, it's like, I'm not even going to address this person because I just think that they're a huge dick and there's no point addressing them. But I will just say that people, I think, very much misjudge and throw words out towards panelists where they kind of misplace feelings or emotions about what they feel like we think, when that's not the case. Not one person is influencing all of us to feel the same way. I think it's disingenuous to treat people on here as if we don't know anything. We're not our own people when we come up to
No, I don't like that either. But you have to
understand. And I've been very consistent about my beliefs about journalistic integrity. And if you haven't heard that by now, then I'm not sure what to tell you. I've been very consistent about that. So
I think some people have mistaken constructive criticism for personal attacks because of biases or whatever else they might have, which is not. I'm sorry, but I love criticism. I love people, talking about certain things or debates. But it's like some people take it too seriously, or some people just think another way just because it goes against what they believe in. And that's like, come on, you have to know the difference between real criticism and real opinions, and attacking someone.
But you have to understand. You have to understand what you're feeling there, RJ. That you feel like your opinions are being dismissed and you're being thrown away like nothing is exactly what. I'm not justifying if they've been toxic towards you or they've thrown insults your way, but that's exactly how a lot of people, maybe not you specifically, are making them feel. This is the exact thing they're feeling. And as much as people say, I'm not in the middle, which I feel I am, I think you may be on the opposite side of the mirror.
I can agree with that.
I mean, there are only so many times I can clarify. There are only so many times I can clarify and say that I am not painting people with a broad brush. That people are allowed to think what they feel. There are only so many times
they are consistently, especially Brian. I love you, man, but you love to mock people that believe this shit. Oh, really? They're the Snyderverse is restored again. I know it could be funny for you, and I'm not criticizing you for doing it. I'm just. Okay, CJ.
The thing about that and RJ's opinions, I mean, when it comes to those two, it's supposed to be factual information, right? Scoop. So it's like, I'm sorry I think the only people who should really take issue with it are the people that are giving out the information, not the so-called fans. Because anything that's just them being salty because someone else is going against what they want. It's
because there's emotions tied to it and personal feelings as well, and that's why it's just at this point. I don't think that discussing a website like Geekosity or YouTubers like Sil Abdul and Mikey Sutton is really worth it at this point because it leads down the same. I brought it up because you were asking for my opinion about how to make movie talk better, and I think that they are detrimental to the movie talk conversation.
With the topic. It fits with the main topic, not just a Fandom menace, but other because obviously some people.
Yeah, that's fine. If people like Sil, that's fine. Like I'm not throwing no shade. I'm just saying I personally don't cover their website for a reason on my own channel, my own streams. I don't think they really add anything of value personally. I think it just distracts from a lot of the topics we try and engage with on a nightly basis.
I think they do. I think there is something there. I think there are things going on. Does it mean everything they say is going to come right? I don't think so. But the Toby Emmerich thing was a huge moment for DC and Warner Brothers this week. That is significant.
Yeah. And even that they got partially wrong too. So
well, that's your bias, RJ.
That's not a bias. That's actually a factual thing.
They mentioned names that they didn't just come out. They just didn't pull out of the thin air. But you're saying they did on a different title. They mentioned names.
Well, they
of-
said Michael DeLuca was going to head
Yes.
up DC Films, which is actually not true. They're still looking for someone to take over that position. So
yeah, but he's involved,
I
though,
gave
right?
them credit. I gave them credit for
Yeah,
name
he's
dropping a
involved.
couple people, right?
Right.
But they that I call like it is. They did get one aspect of that incorrect.
Well, when's the appropriate time to cover it? When Hollywood Reporter or Variety covers it?
Well, and again, no one asked for my opinion. That's why I'm here to give my opinion. So if you don't like what I say, then that's perfectly fine. You can choose to watch another channel because I'm here to talk and share my opinion. So this is the conversation we're trying to have.
Zeno, he is fine to share his opinion. I did ask for it. I just,
I mean, I think those people are more credible when it comes to Hollywood Reporter and Variety and some other people, but it's like I don't know.
The only thing, let's just all calm down. I see people getting aggravated.
I'm calm. I'm
down.
I am fine. I'm just trying to have a conversation.
Look,
it's my normal speaking voice.
We have 91 people viewing. It's not all about the views, but this is interesting conversation. Devin, would you like to add anything before we get to the Campea clip? Because this is another thing where I think where it gets overboard is you cover one thing for too long. Let's say our piece, move on, put a pin in it. I've said that in the past. I need to stick to that. We've done 25 minutes on this. Let's cover John Campea and let's cover some other movie topics because I think it is significant enough to show to the public that yes, one of the bigs in movie talk called it out. Maybe not a little direct as you'd like, but it's as significant as we're going to get in movie talk. Devin, do you have anything else to add before we get to Campea?
Oh, my camera just froze up on me.
Oh, good job.
I guess that says it all right there.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I don't really have. I mean, it just feels to me like, and take no offense, everyone, but it just seems to me like you all just care way too much about some of this shit. Like it's not that.
I do care.
It's not that important.
Well,
it's not that.
I agree with you on certain things. No,
I agree with that notion. A lot of this is really trivial.
I agree to you with an extent, Devin. With the scooping thought, I cover that because I like scoops and it's fun. And I feel some of my friends take it too personally and get on different sides.
I just don't think that it's fun. That's my thing.
I do. The only time I get frustrated is when I see Brian frustrated or argue, but I'm having fun. I am having fun. And then I see Brian go like, oh, here we go again. Are we going to lose friends? I'm like, calm down, bro. But the one I really
let's be fair here, Max. Your show kind of is the Jerry Springer show of movie talk.
It really is.
That
Jerry Springer
I intended it to be more like Bill Maher, and I would like people to behave more like on the Bill Maher show, but that doesn't happen. I can't control people, though. People don't listen to me.
You can't control them, but obviously you have a
decision
not to bring them on.
The one I absolutely don't get frustrated, Brian. We're moving on.
I'm not getting frustrated. I'm just
one
like,
I
absolutely
care about. One I absolutely care about is the one where prejudice behavior and ignorance is affecting and influencing people in the community. I see it all over YouTube, and they are not responsible for people being directly harassing these Star Wars actors and actresses, but it starts from somewhere and it gives the okay. And even Grace Randolph, I went out of my bubble. People think I'm so biased. I even called out Grace Randolph of how she treated this little girl and said, you know what? That's not cool. You have a big reach, a big influence. You have some responsibility after we know the history of young actors and actresses in Star Wars. It's not cool what you're doing to this, Princess Leia actress. That gives
it just seems like so much of this is about calling people out for shit. And it's like, why? Like, why? I know that there is a contingent of the fan base that is super toxic, and to a certain degree, there is some, I don't want to use the word duty, but yeah, I understand the feeling of needing to combat that when it's at its most egregious, right? And we saw a lot of that when the official Star Wars Twitter went out of their way to show support for one of their actors, and all of that sort of stuff that popped up. There are grounds for that that's legitimate, but I think that when you have a channel where you're broadcasting multiple times a week and you're bringing on your friends routinely to talk about quote unquote movie talk, and it turns into calling people out for this and calling people out for that, and oh, bring the receipts, I've got receipts, and let's do a line item audit of everything you've ever speculated on and all of this other weird shit. It's like you are breeding a toxic ground yourself. And it's no surprise that it ends up blowing up into like this crazy bombastic. And I don't just mean you, Max. I'm not trying to make this sound like I'm pinning this solely on you. I think it's like a weird 7-layer dip of fandoms that have like their own little insular communities where they just toxify within themselves and then battle other communities that also become insular and toxic. And when I heard that, I was listening to that Twitter speak over or whatever that thing is.
Oh
over,
yeah. That was something.
It just turned into like one of the most chaotic nightmare scenarios of people just cursing at each other.
Well, that's what people want. That's what people want on Twitter Spaces, though. They like the blood sports there. That's what they want.
Well, they like blood sports everywhere, right? And if that's what you want to engage in, if you have a healthy approach to it, then you can do that. But from what I'm recognizing right here within, just this community and particularly people, on the panel right now, they don't want that. They don't want blood sport. They don't want any of that toxicity. And trying to find a way to desperately avoid that is like, the prime directive here for the discussion on how we could make movie talks better. So when they talk about, okay, maybe we don't look at geekosity all that much. I know you like geekosity, Max, and that's cool. That's fine. But for the sake of the people that you're bringing onto your panel, maybe just cut that shit out a little bit more than usual. And same thing with looking at, bringing up Syl or whoever. I don't even know that dude. I just know him by way of this discussion. And all the other stuff that really causes like a really negative reaction in people. Like,
why would I stop talking about what interests me?
Well, at the end of the day, it's your channel, and you can do whatever you want with it.
No, I don't take things personally. I'm just saying.
I mean, if we're just trying to make a good cake here and make some concessions. Evan, you said that perfectly.
Why are all these concessions? Why are all the listen? I want feedback, but why are all these concessions on me and not people take it too personally?
Because there are more people that are upset about this than you. It's a numbers game, dude. There are more people that are upset.
I mean, a lot of us feel the same way.
And I need everyone else to take things not so personally. That's what I would.
Then you don't want me to come on anymore, then, because I mean, and I'm not trying to be extreme or anything, but basically, like, how I feel about a lot of this, I'm burnt the fuck out, dude. I'm tired of talking about Snyder anything, because every time we talk about it, people just
who's talking about Snyder tonight?
I'm not just
something that's
dude.
No,
let me talk.
All right, I
do real quick. I won't. I'm not gonna be mean. Okay.
Yeah.
It gets brought up all the time. Okay, we're not talking about it now. It just happens to get brought up. Right. Sometimes it's a topic. Anytime we bring up Warner Brothers, we're going to talk about the Snyder anything. Okay, it just happens. We talked about Emmerich. Of course, we're going to talk about Snyder. Okay, it goes hand in hand. I'm just being logical here, dude. I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. This is your show. I read some comments in the chat earlier, and they're like, "Well, Brian seems to disagree with the mission statement of the channel." I guess I do, and if that's the problem, then why do this anymore?
Okay.
I do my own thing, Fourth. I really do. Do you watch my show on Monday?
Yeah, he does do his own thing, Fourth. He does.
I really do, and I enjoy the hell out of it, dude.
Into the max. Into the max.
But you're not wrong.
What happened in the news yesterday? What happened in the news? What was the biggest story of the day? The two biggest stories.
It was Toby Emmerich. That's what
I'm saying. So naturally, I'm going to cover it.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not. But people come out of the woodwork to fight about it, bro.
As evidenced by that Twitter Spaces. That
I had nothing to do with that. I had nothing.
Well, I understand that.
No, but it's the climate. It's the climate.
It's the climate. It's a lot of the same people.
You're not going to like my response. Is people need to take shit less personally. Good conversations.
Well, what do you mean by personally? Like, none of it's like a personal thing.
I'm taking it personally right now because you seem to be dismissing my.
I'm not dismissing it.
And as for somebody that has been around this channel for a while,
Brian,
it's
a lot of times you don't want to. A lot of times, in movie talk, you cover the news that's happening. I actually stray away from Snyder topics because I know it's going to annoy you. But a
No, I
lot of
get
the
that.
stuff in WB is fluid and constantly happening. I'm not going to stop talking about it if Toby Emmerich has a different position at WB. I'm going to cover it that day. That makes sense.
You could just do what I do. Just make videos about it, and when you do streams, talk about something else.
But when we did that,
I want to cover everything on the
It turned
streams.
into victory dances and taking L's and calling people out for being wrong, just like Devin said.
Yeah, last night got pretty bad with the chat.
It
even
happens
doing
all
it
the
Ashley,
time.
sadly.
And then I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's what's been the bother. That's why I think it ruins movie talk. You know, you think it might be stifling. There's 90 people watching because we're fucking talking shit.
No,
That's why.
no. We're being transparent. This is
Well, of
another
course,
thing
but
that I always wanted with my channel.
We're
is
never
transparency.
and that's fine. And I always will provide that. But I just prefer to be more positive when it comes to certain things. But no, I guess I do need to take a break from this because I really am burnt out because it's whatever, dude. And it's not that I'm taking it personally. It's you guys are my friends. I despise the topics we talk about most likes. I'm here because of you guys.
You know,
okay?
Here's
it just sucks because we have to fight over shit.
Here's another transparent issue, Brian. If I did what you wanted, I wouldn't be streaming every day.
I'm not doing what I do. I'm not.
No.
Not asking
If I didn't talk about certain issues or certain topics, I wouldn't be able to stream every day. That's an absolute fact.
No. I think what Brian is saying though is that this is an outlet for him to talk to us, and you wish that it wasn't always about such hot button topics that don't
even
really
when
engage for a fun conversation, more of a debate.
I don't come here to talk about movies.
Format.
I come here to talk to you guys because you're my
come
friends,
here to talk
and you're the only friends I have. So it's like this is my outlet from keeping me from doing terrible things. You know what I mean,
Brian? I come here to talk to you, and I come here to talk about movies. I want to do both, and I'll be honest with you. I need to. You want to have me really transparent? I need to make a little bit of money here because of my life situation, the things I got myself into.
And I get you. Maybe those nights I'll have to just skip the shows.
I have to be on this platform every day, and it's not like I covering things I don't want to talk about. I cover things that not all my friends like, but I have to cover things because I got myself in the serious debt and I'm getting myself out of it. And a lot of this channel has helped me and I'm having fun doing it. And I love every single topic. I don't talk about things I don't want to talk to. And it's like my whole atmosphere is like a friend atmosphere. It's like you walk in my house. Hey, did you see this Grace Randolph video?
I get really depressed.
Hey, did you see what this person said about movie? Man, their opinion was BS. But I don't want to go personal. I don't want to attack them or their family. You're getting into their personal shit. Nope.
Yeah, Brian, if you feel like you're just that burnt out and that depressed by it, then like I don't think there's anything wrong with you like taking a moment to step away from it for a while. Like if you feel like that'll help you. I mean, again, ultimately,
I assume so, but like I said, it's just like it's hard because like I've gotten used to it. I've done this like every night for 2 years, so it's like it's hard for me to let go of that. So
I don't know. Maybe
apologize.
I don't apologize. You don't apologize for how this shit makes you feel. I mean, that's a legitimate thing. And maybe it's a function of needing to have some kind of a process where if you know that the topic of the night is going to go a certain way ahead of time, like, hey, by the way, we're going to be talking about, what the changes at WB, or we're going to be talking about, Geeks and Gamers or whatever, then maybe you just, sit that one out.
No, I agree. And I've tried to do that on some nights, but dude, there'll be nights where Max will try. He'll go out of his way to try to bring up a topic that I'll come on for. It happens all the time, but it'll get taken over by that kind of talk. You know what I mean? And it just gets, and it happens. And I understand it's hard to control. Dude, we talked about Snyder, every one of these thumbnails. One way or another, it just got brought up somehow.
I tried all this different stuff.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like if I don't come on, I feel like I'm not doing a good service to Max because, he's trying his best to not talk about the same shit every night. So it's like
also you need somebody to wake him up.
Yes,
and I did this, and people got mad at me.
Yeah, super chats by the way.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
But I mean, honestly, if the channel in the chat gets more clicks and views for, spinning Snyder rumors, I guess that's what we'll do.
I don't always spin Spider. I want to talk about them, and then we'll talk. You don't hurt my feelings if you said, Max, you're full of shit for believing this. I really don't care.
And I did want to say something.
$10. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. You're good, buddy.
I really appreciate it.
I have seen that happen, Zeno. I have seen that happen.
Well, some of the things that Max brings up is like he just will click on. Like, no offense, Max, but like,
oh no, he's not wrong there either.
It is last minute topics you bring in. Like, I have like no clue what the Munsters is. Like, I'm not going to be able to offer much to that.
Well, I bring up other topics. I bring it up, and no one says anything, so I move on.
You have to figure out what
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You have to figure out what we know and what we don't know. That's the thing.
What's that?
Well, maybe everybody should bring their own topic if they want to be on the panel.
Yeah, maybe that's a thing. Maybe everybody should bring if you want to get on board on the panel, bring your own thing to talk about.
How often do you hear me say RJ? What
Max will just be on there by himself.
Max, I said it sounds to me like the problem is that you're just too damn loose and nice with all of these people on your panelists. You can't shut them up when they start taking things on a tangent. Like you can't enforce
actually
sort of like,
true.
like you can't enforce like, okay, we're going to talk about this or bring your own topic or any of that other stuff. Like you need an iron fist, dude. Iron fist.
Listen. We have 111 people watching. People care about this stuff. We need to handle it in a more professional manner, and we all need to be more professional. I take to heart everything I love all of you. And honestly, I do need to be here every day because I got myself into trouble and I'm getting myself out. And it's little help from my friends, all you viewers that really help here. Hey, Justin, help. I don't know if you want to be here for this one. Did you see the thumbnail?
Yes.
You sure you want to be on this one?
What have you been saying?
We've been saying
I didn't even get to it.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to it yet.
Well, you know what? Now might actually be a good time to transition to like the actual stories. Then we've been at this for 41 minutes.
Well, I have to show the proof. I have to show the proof.
Why? You don't need to prove anything. Why do you feel like you have to like justify?
I titled the video.
You don't have to justify anything that you do on your own channel. Like you will do what you want to do on your channel, and that's fine. We're just offering opinions.
I don't know if this is a compliment or you think I'm going to explode.
No, you're going to snap one day. That's what Bell's saying.
No, I'm not going to snap. Thank you, boy. Honestly, Justin, you're feel free to be here, but I don't want to put you in a weird situation because you have a lot of friends. That's what I'm.
Go
I'm really
for it.
Okay. All right. Well,
thank you. But no, I will say on the situation that you're about to say is that on something that I said on my own channel that has nothing to do with the people that you put in the thumbnail necessarily, but in general, what is more important? The fact that somebody's getting racist comments and you're saying, oh, we want receipts. We want receipts about that. We want to see proof. And if we see proof, show us it, and then we will be on your side. What is more important? Somebody who says, I've gotten this and proves it, or a narrative?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's
important.
I'm not sure what that's implying because that's implying Moses Ingram. She actually did provide receipts and screenshots of stuff.
People didn't.
Did you not listen to what I just said, RJ?
Justin was trying to be nuanced there. He's saying, what's more important? Believing someone that actually provided the receipts. Yes, okay. Let's get maybe it'll help to clarify for people that aren't understanding your angle here, Justin. Do you think that Moses provided? Did Moses, in your opinion, do you agree with the way Moses handled that, or do you think she provided enough receipts to for us?
The only thing that I would say is that give the usernames away.
Well, there might be liable reasons for that. I don't know.
Fuck them. They are responsible for that.
Yeah.
Expose them. They deserve.
But she doesn't want.
Wait a second. Is the inference here that you generally don't believe Moses Ingram's claims?
No, he's not saying that. I don't think.
I'm
No.
just
Where
trying to
the
figure out.
fuck? What?
I'm just
No,
trying to
no,
figure
Hold
out.
on, Kevin.
I'm
Where
just
the
trying to figure
fuck
out.
Did you get that?
Well,
No,
you're
where the-
talking about
Well,
like
I'm just
believing,
asking.
like,
I'm
do you
just saying the
believe
way you were
the
asking- he was
receipts?
asking.
Was there enough?
Calm down. Calm
okay,
down.
okay. Look,
Okay.
the only thing that I would say in criticism of that in Moses Ingram's story is, you know what? Maybe it would make more sense if you gave the background, Max, and then we'll get into
Yeah,
it.
because I'm kind of clueless about where
Okay,
this
so-
came from.
Okay, but you know, she did have on her story like all these screenshots, but it was all these users. But it would have been nice to see who they were, so we could expose them for who they were. And maybe that was a reason for not doing that, is to not put harassment their way.
Yeah.
But
there may
at the
be
same
libel
time,
reasons too. I don't
if
know.
they're racist, we should expose them for who they are. You know what I mean?
No, I understand your point there, and I do know a lot of people are saying if you're accusing a fan, but we have to understand they didn't say all of fandom. They didn't even say a big portion of fandom. They said some. Star Wars
I
fans.
wasn't saying anything.
No,
about that.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying Moses.
Maybe I shouldn't be here for this.
No. I mean, if you make your own decisions, I think you came in with I think you're being genuine with your discussion. I personally, in my opinion, in my subjective opinion, if you work for a company, there's a lot of risk by actually showing this stuff by liable reasons. And then if people go, if all these Star Wars fans that are mad go towards them, they could potentially sue.
Well, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. The legal ramifications are not.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, sometimes you have to take the high road per se, and I think Moses was trying to take the high road and not lead to more harassment towards them, even if they are racist shitbags. I think she's trying to take the moral high road a bit.
I think that's true. I think that it was kind of a high road decision. I know a lot of people in your chat are kind of using the word dox. Revealing a username that's posted on like a social platform that's already publicly facing isn't doxing. Like doxing is like personal information, like unknown hidden information.
There might be also Disney requirements, because look at what Brie Larson did in Netflix, or what Netflix did, not Brie Larson. When people were criticizing her for Unicorn Store, Netflix retweeted the person that was being, mocking Brie Larson, and then that person got their whole social media got locked down, and they got so flooded with so much shit, which you might say they deserved it, I guess. But there is a discussion there. I personally think there's other factors when you do this.
Yeah,
and you have to be careful. When you have to be careful when you have a contract with Disney, when you're working on a show. That's my opinion.
Justin, if what you're asking is like, why not release the screen names of those people who were sending her comments like that? Like, I've been 1,000% agreement with you on that one. Like, I'm not someone who thinks that. I don't give a shit if someone's screen name is revealed, if they're like being harassing and threatening and bullying and all that kind of stuff. That's not doxing. I'm not saying I'm pro doxing. Doxing is something completely different. That's a completely different thing.
The screen name is not the same, but a lot of people have their full name on Instagram.
Well, I mean, that's their decision then. But that's just their decision.
Then don't be the asshole.
Yeah,
who calls someone the N-word and then tries to get away with it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But at the same point, you don't want to suggest that it's a lie, either a false flag, either like that she's doing by not including. I'm not saying you are, Justin. I'm saying there's been implications that this is being made up.
Well, this was on her Instagram story.
No, but there's been a lot in the community that said this is being made up to shield herself from criticism,
film and everything, and have them.
I think so. That's another leap of logic that's really unfair to suggest someone would make that up.
Look, I will be the first to admit it, and I admitted it on my live stream. I called it a fake controversy because I didn't know about the Instagram story stuff. And when I was corrected by that by our good friend Sean O'Rourke and Saggy Melons, they were like, yeah, they literally were saying this on their Instagram. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, I agree with Zod's comment too. There probably is a policy against it. There's probably like an actual technical legal policy, and it
There
may
probably
be baked
is.
into a contract or something. I don't know. There's all sorts of weird stuff like that. I had to undergo some of those kinds of things whenever I was at BioWare about things that I couldn't talk about, wasn't allowed to get on the forums under my developer username and all that kind of shit. So I'm sure there's some actual legal or weird workplace related reason as to why she is restricted from doing maybe some of the things that she probably wanted to do. I don't know.
Well, I won't show. This is something where I could improve in the future. I won't show as much video as I will. I will just show the relevant to the thumbnail where however vague he does, John Campea calls it out. And then we'll go to a clip of Ryan doing exactly
I've seen John Campea's clip of it, and I agreed with everything that he said.
But not everyone has, so I want to play it though. So
yeah. But the one thing that I will say that I didn't get to say a second ago, that I was going to finish out on is that at the end of the day, it's just we need to understand we need to understand that, yes, we no matter what side of the fence that you are on, it's that you can criticize anything that you want, but as soon as you go after somebody personally, that's where it gets bad. And
I will admit I went personal one time this week because I was pissed, and that's hard when your emotions are running high. I think I most of the time do a good job. Every once in a while,
I was really pissed too.
The reason I went overboard. Just to explain the context, the reason I went overboard is how aggressive they were going after Ewan McGregor cheating on his wife. And I thought that was uncool to bring up. And I got really pissed on that because that's not our business. You might disagree with that. That doesn't mean he's a liar.
Know about that.
Yeah. And I'm not even going to say who did it because, it is one of your friends, though.
I think I know.
Okay. But I thought that was really uncool. That again is going personal when we're not criticizing the words, and that's where it's gone too far. So let's cover this. Let's get this over with. I did promise you receipts. Here, hold on.
Do you think I should be here for this? Because maybe not.
Well,
you know what? Fuck it.
Do whatever you feel.
I don't know.
All right. So yeah, that's probably better. Go off screen. Okay, here we go. I think this is important to show because not a lot call this out because it does affect people's income. I will be 100% transparent.
Yeah, I'll be here for this for sure because I liked what John Campea said.
All right.
That I kind of stopped. I used to do a show called Star Wars Talk Tuesday.
This is where he explains where this is affecting fandom so much that he stopped doing his show about Star Wars. I think, in a similar situation to some, I'm not trying to bring that up again, Brian, but you're not alone. John Campea also feels this with certain fandoms, So this might actually help you to see that John Campea also feels this. He stopped doing something because of the way fandom reacts.
Disgusting, awful things that only serves to dissuade other people from wanting to join our fandom. I'm not going to lie to you. One of the reasons that I kind of stopped doing, I used to do a show called Star Wars Talk Tuesdays. And one of the reasons, there were others, but one of the reasons was that there are too many people within the Star Wars fandom that just simply made it not a fun place to be anymore.
Wow. Does that sound like Brian? Hey, Brian, man. Is that it? You haven't heard this yet, have you, man? Okay. Well, I hope you're doing all right. Okay. All right. So, I mean, this is also, it's kind of therapy to hear one of the bigs say that he's also frustrated, with how volatile it can be.
One group of people to be associated with. There are going to be people today that are going to try to tell you and distract you from the real issue here by saying idiotic things like this. Disney is saying that if you don't like her performance, you're a racist. No. I didn't like the performance. They're not calling me a racist. They're calling you a racist because you're a racist. There are going to be people out there today who are going to try to distract you, try to change the topic, try to take the attention away from the problem which is that we have a young woman like this who has to wake up with an avalanche of hatred on her because of what and who she is. And they're going to try to distract you from that. They're going to try to make it seem like they're going to try to change the course of the conversation and say, wow, this is about Disney trying to, no, it's not. This is about so-and-so saying, if you don't like this, it's not. There are lots of people like me that didn't happen to like her turn in this show. And I don't. I'm not going to lie and say that I did. I know she's capable of better because I've seen her do better in other projects, but they're not.
Okay. Now, that's just a small clip. I would play more, but I want to move on too. And then one moment later, I forgot to get that clip. 1 moment later, guess whose video pops up? And then, Justin, decide if you want to be, this is for Kinel's video. Let me see.
You know what? Yeah. What about his video?
Well, this is where I believe he is indirectly calling out Ryan Kinel and people like him that use this talking point. Disney never said, and listen, this is where I called out Ryan Kinel on Twitter. I said, if you're demanding receipts of a victim, you provide the receipts where Disney, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, or anyone involved in the production of Obi-Wan said, if you don't like Reva, you're an ist. Because no one has said that, and you're using it to grift. It's a lie.
Go for it. I want to know what he said.
Lucasfilm is now trying to say is that if you don't like this, well, you must just be a racist. They are doing everything they can to blame the fans. Episode 3 isn't even out yet, and they have already doubled and tripled down on calling fans racist if you don't like this terrible new character that's been introduced. This is a tweet from Star Wars.
Yeah, and now when you see this clip, they do not say that, and he is absolutely lying here. There is no context that says this. And that's the proof. We've covered this before, but I thought it would be very impactful to show John Campea and Ryan Kinel back to back. This is as straight as the call out you're going to get from any of the big movie talk YouTubers.
Proud to welcome Moses Ingram to the Star Wars family and excited for Reva's story to unfold. If anyone intends to make her feel in any way unwelcome, we have only one thing to say. We resist.
That's not calling anyone racist. That's saying if you make someone feel unwelcome, we resist you.
Than 20 million cents.
No, just
in the Star Wars.
Go ahead.
Let him go. Let him go.
Galaxy. Don't choose to be a racist. This is setting up a dichotomy, which is saying if you do not like Reva's character, then you are a racist. If you don't like this.
Is there anywhere that said that?
Nope.
No. This is a lie. This is a lie.
Character, it must just be because you hate black people. That is a fallacy, but it's predictable from Lucasfilm to blame Star Wars fans. That's what they've been doing for 10 straight years. And not only did they put this post out on Twitter, we're going to get to some of these responses, they put out the exact same thing on Instagram. This is organized. This is intentional. This is with...
If anyone really has an issue with saying don't be an ist, that's their own problem. But I think that's where I'll leave it. There's the proof. This is also extremely gaslighting because you're saying someone that's speaking up is not telling the truth and lying and being crazy. And then he went as far as in another video that I covered, Justin, to suggest it's not even a real message by not showing the username. He went a step further on the false flag route. So that is where, but that's Lonely Banter.
So he did mention the fact that there weren't any usernames.
No, he said if it's a real message, those were his words.
Yeah, he was basically putting doubt in the air that they even were real at all.
Victim shaming. Yeah.
I mean, why would the official Star Wars account have tweets that have the N-word in it and other stuff like that? Like, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't post that on their social that filth. So it's like, I mean, because everyone's saying it.
Well, going to Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, I met a really weird SJW guy who, as soon as I mentioned Geeks and Gamers and he had ties with Lucasfilm, we had a great conversation, fantastic conversation. As soon as I mentioned that, he shut down, lied and said a relative died, and then was DMing somebody on Instagram or something like that, like we're invaded, like or something like that. That's what they said. It was fucking weird. There are a bunch of weirdos there, so don't get me wrong. There was some fucked up shit on the other side.
Yeah,
but
implying that without any proof is not cool. Yeah,
absolutely. But that's not the implication that I'm making. That was just a snippet from my personal experience. I disagree with a lot of things that have been going on lately, and I'm very curious and about what people are saying about this whole incident. And the only thing that I say, the only
nothing
thing
good. I can tell you that it's nothing good they've been saying.
Hold on. The one thing that I will say is, like, what's more important? Somebody who's actually getting attacked by people,
yes,
and receiving racist remarks, and you say, "Hey, like, show me proof, and I'll be right there with you," or a narrative that makes you money. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm not the hugest fan of Reva,
no
but
implication towards anybody.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it's very fucking obvious. And if you don't want to make it obvious, I don't know. Just like a bright idea is, I don't know, be a person instead of a YouTuber.
Yeah, put people first. Put people ahead of clicks and money. Yes. I think honestly, that's not just isolated to this. This is a YouTube problem. And some might say I'm guilty of it too, because I cover people in the community. I try not to go. There's been mistakes I've made in the past where I've gone a little too personal, and I try so hard not to do that. I just try to, criticize their words and actions and keep it to the content, not talk about them personally. But yes, put people above that. Lonely Banter. Hey man, how are you doing?
What's up, man? What's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all having me.
Lonely Banter. Go check out Lonely Banter's. I've been wanting to collab with you. I've been seeing you all over the place. Definitely check out Lonely Banter.
I got a few minutes. But
okay. Yeah. So say what you want. If you've been listening, say your piece real quick. I know you have only a few minutes. So
I appreciate what John Campea did, because more people like with his base numbers and subscribers or whatever need to do this, speak out against this stuff. Now, I'm not one saying you need to do it every day, every week, but when we got important things like this, where we have a black woman who said she's receiving racist messages, remarks from people, and then we got a large base on YouTube saying that it's fake, it's bots, it's a conspiracy.
It could be. It's suggesting, yeah.
Man, I don't hear all that.
All right.
I've seen their streams. I've seen these videos. I know how they operate. That is what they're doing. What's so hard to come out and say, look, we don't condone racism?
Well,
That's
Jeremy did do that. Jeremy did say that. I will give him credit there.
No, they're doing this. They're doing this both sides thing. They always do this.
Okay.
I mean,
you see the tweet. You see the tweet, right? All you gotta do is come out and say, "Look, I don't agree with Lucasfilm and what they're doing, but we stand with this. We don't stand for racism." But no, they're doing all this other extra stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the moment Jeremy called out Ewan McGregor and said, "Fuck you, Ewan McGregor," I'm just like, "Yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm good." Moving the goalpost with that and kind of just shaming him for his personal relationships. I'm like, yeah, Jeremy is just kind of being a piece of shit.
We don't know the context of Ewan, and I don't want to know what happened.
It doesn't matter the context. He brought that up as a deflection for racism, X. Like, there's no reason to play softball with this. Like,
racism is racism. It doesn't matter if there's one message or 1,000 messages. Like, and this is another thing I hate when people say, well, we've only seen a few messages. It doesn't matter. And like I say to people all the time, I get racist messages all the time. And I don't have close to the following of Moses Ingram. So can you only imagine what she's getting? Like, stop all this. Like, look, it's racism.
So I really appreciate you being on here at Lonely Banter. You said that meant a lot to you, what John Campea did. And that is it's too scarce. In your opinion, you said doesn't need to be every day, but having some of the big influencers, because listen, people are under the influence. People don't realize. You see the comments, people get, the YouTube viewers, they get influenced by this behavior and emboldens them to be nasty. So is the creator responsible for that? Not necessarily, but we do have some responsibility, I think. And you, Lonely Banter, you said that really meant something to you for John to call it out. And it's very, do you agree that it's too scarce though from the bigs?
Yeah, it is, because people.
I know it's hurt your channel calling this stuff out. I know, because you mentioned that before.
People don't want to lose their subscribers, viewership, their money. I mean, that's cool if you don't want to do that, but like, I don't appreciate that. Like, you can't sit here and say you're for this and then say absolutely nothing when you know it's something that your base won't appreciate. Like, if all these people that claiming Moses Ingram made this stuff up or whatever they want to imply, if they came out and said, look, we're standing with Moses Ingram, this is racism, we're not with this, they would lose subscribers, money, and viewership. Like, just be real, bruh. Like, it's ridiculous, man.
Well, Jeremy did call it out in a way, but he said, of course we're not, it's more sarcastically. It's not man, a lot of authenticity to me, I believe. But Jeremy at least did. I will give credit to Jeremy for at least saying something like that.
To me,
Ryan Kittle did not. Ryan Kittle's just a douche. I'm sorry, and suggested that, implied that it was not authentic messages because the username was not there, and then he went as far to suggest that they are gaslighting him when they haven't even said what he's claiming. He's creating a false argument to gaslight and make them seem crazy,
I mean, bro, to me, it's like there's no saying, okay, racism's bad, but then you go on rants about anti-white racism, go on rants about this, go on rants about that, talk about all these whataboutisms. Like, just keep it all the way real, bro. Like, this is racist. We're not with this. Talk about that. Like, talk to your people that think that Moses Ingram is making this stuff up. Tell them, no, there's racism out there. This is not okay.
LB, go put LB's channel in your chat, because he has been impacted by calling out this stuff. I do know that, once he started calling out stuff, he says it's affected his views. He's got some great commentary. Go check out his channel while he's here. Go check out everyone's channel. RJ, pimp your channel too. CJH, Eddie, Devin.
Star Wars 3 called out the behavior as well.
That's good. I'm not a huge fan of him, but I will give props to anyone. Star Wars should be a family, and a fan should be a fan of something, I believe. I don't want to gatekeep, but only talking about the bad things doesn't necessarily make you a fan. And I have to address that myself too. I don't want to always talk about how bad WB and DC is. I want to concentrate on good things too. Definitely go check out Lonely Banter. I appreciate you stopping by. We do have other movie topics to cover too, so I don't know.
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate. I know I seen Eddie. He talks about this stuff. I see RJ talk about this stuff, and I heard
you like that.
I heard what Devin said earlier, and I'm with him on that. And like, why should we, give so much energy and attention to these people and stuff like that?
I will say, ignoring it isn't. It's been going on for years. Ignoring it doesn't help. I'm sorry.
The way I looked at it, just real quick, is that these people are not.
We need variety, though.
No. Here's my thing, Max. This is what I said earlier, and I'm going to reiterate again. These people are not nerds. They're not movie talk pundits. Stop pretending that they are. They are political commentators posing as nerds to infiltrate fandom and radicalize people.
1000%. And another thing, I am a product of, I guess, the 90s of a certain extent. And one of the earliest lessons I've learned on the internet back in the AOL days, when patrolling chat rooms and whatnot, was do not feed the trolls. And these guys are just trolls. They learned how to monetize being a troll. And yeah, they say awful shit. And sometimes when it reaches a fever pitch, like it does, like it did with Moses Ingram, there has to be some pushback, some level of pushback. And I think there was an appropriate level of pushback to the degree where Homeboy had to come out and say himself, hey, I'm not really a racist. I don't like this racism shit, even though he kind of tap danced away from that pretty quickly. But the fact that he even had to come out and say that shows that it was a warranted level of pushback for the controversy that was happening at the time. But for the most part, like, because they crank out this crazy reactionary shit on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
If you give it fuel, it's gonna turn into a fire. Like, you can't feed the trolls. You just can't feed the trolls.
You just can't go personal.
Yeah.
You don't give them, criticize them on what you can and what you can prove. Don't make outrageous claims.
I think at this point, though, I think the time to put the kitty gloves on when discussing them needs to go away too.
Well, listen,
because
if I can make a stream tomorrow, it's not going to be about this. I want to go back to movie talk.
No, I know, but I'm talking about.
But I thought this was a pivotal moment, and I actually had my old video, but because we've been talking about this so long, I'm not going to play it. But go check out one of my best videos. It is from 2019, John Campea versus Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, Access Media versus Hate Access. And every once in a while, I like to revisit what's going on with movie talk as a whole. All right. So let's move on to other topics. Well, LB, do you have anything else to add before you? Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to get on here real quick. I'll get back to what I'm doing. But like for me, the crux of this is Star Wars put out that tweet, and people have a problem with it. That is the problem.
Yeah,
that is the problem.
Yeah, it's amazing how bent out of shape people can get over, we don't like racists.
Right. Right. This should be simple, right, Devin?
Not everything is a virtue.
Simple to me.
No, not everything is a virtue signal to me either. Like, some things are just human decency, and like saying things that are common knowledge, like be nice to each other, is not a virtue signal. A virtue signal to me is when you go overboard and it's like cringy as hell. Like, general decency is not a virtue signal.
Like,
go ahead, Eddie.
Companies like Disney.
It was kind of disappointing reaction too. Don't be a racist. Fuck this. This review bomb on Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh yeah, they are review bomb.
And again, the thing that I said is, if you're really that offended by Lucasfilm calling out racist, maybe you're a racist yourself. Like, that's the only explanation for why you'd be so personally offended by such a very simple and basic statement saying, please don't be a bully and make racist statements against one of our crew members. But it's really that simple.
Yeah, I gotta go, but Max, I just want to let you know, bruh, do your thing, do what makes you happy. You got a community of people, listen to the people. You all don't gotta agree on everything, but keep your community together.
I'll try my best.
Eddie, RJ, Brian, salute to all of y'all. I appreciate y'all for keep speaking your minds. It means a lot to. I'm not trying to get on this whole woke thing, but it means a lot to us when we see people speaking out against this stuff, because far too many people aren't doing it.
Or understand it hurts their bottom line.
Yeah.
If I listen, I don't have delusions of grandeur. If I would have stayed the course, I could have been at 10K. Definitely. I was friendly with some of these people. I could have collaborated with them if I kept my mouth shut. And I was Brian, you could attest to this too. I was a little indoctrinated myself. I'm not blaming them. I was researching stuff. I was seeing things. I was searching out things that weren't there, and I was miserable, And you don't know, even though we might sometimes, we're talking about this again. You don't know how it might reach someone new. There's been some new people that have contacted me. Like, wow, this meant a lot. Like LB said,
can I address a comment real quick?
Yeah.
This is the thing that really irks me too. It's such a bad faith argument to try and call Disney the corporation racist. Listen, the cultural sensibilities in China are completely screwed up.
The United States can't fix what's going on in China. How does Disney?
I think this is a bad faith argument to try and to deflect from the racism that an actress experiencing, to call the company that she works with the real racist.
I mean, it wasn't cool.
Because of mistake. It's not cool. It's not. But I'm saying, for mistakes made when marketing certain movies in a country that does not view Black people in a very favorable way. I think that's high key deflection from the real problems that are going on, which is the problem.
I agree. Why look at the past when you look at the future and make it better? But no, these people want to be stuck in 2016, 2017, because those are the dates where it was really the worst. But I don't know. I hate those type of deflections. Like, they had those were shitty moments, but at least give Star Wars credit, and now they're trying to protect their actors and actresses when it comes to stuff like this.
And they're also not even putting themselves in China anymore.
If you give me an inch to talk at any length at all about what the power of raw capitalism means for how these decisions are made, I will take a mile for that, because it's not these aren't disconnected things. Like, don't ever think a corporation is a good guy or a bad guy or anything of that sort in America. All they're doing is trying to get as much money as humanly possible. And
they
in
only care about the bottom line.
and in the landscape of America,
It's
it
not
makes
like they don't care about
perfect.
diversity at all, though. But
No, what I'm about to say is it makes perfect financial sense to be as diverse as possible and to not upset a diverse community if you're trying to get that money. Nike doesn't give a shit about Colin Kaepernick, but they were happy as shit to get as much money as possible selling those jerseys and playing off of that controversy. By that same notion, when they're trying to release a movie in a huge mass market like China, they're going to do whatever they can to get that movie in a huge mass market like China, even if it means being completely contradictory to what they're doing in America, because at the end of the day, they're just trying to suck up as much money as possible.
Okay.
I agree that, but then I agree with that, but then there's other instances where they won't release like Marvel movies or wherever else, like in China or Saudi Arabia.
Well, it's because China's gone full isolationist.
The same people say you stop bending the knee to China, but once they do it, they make fun of it, saying, look at it, now you're not gonna make any money in the box office. So it's like, bro,
you know that they were very anti-China and complained that they went to China. So I don't.
Doesn't make
Well,
sense.
they complain about the same scenes if it was left in. You know, some I've seen actual comments in their videos. That's not their responsibility. But commenters like, can I have the China version that doesn't have this? You know, so they're complaining about it being in the movie, and at the same point they're upset that different regions don't have it in. You know, but we are going to talk about LB is heading out. Go give LB some props. He's done some great content.
Can you link his channel again? I'll give him a sub.
Yeah. Go ahead. Can you do that for me, RJ? I don't have it available right now.
Yeah, hold on. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great meeting you, and I'll be starting to follow.
Yeah, he does. I love his vibe. He's really laid back. All right, so let's get to some movie topics. Let me see here. I'm actually interested in this Resident Evil series on Netflix. And then if anyone has topics,
I'd rather be talking about the state of play announcements personally.
Well, bring that up. I didn't know about the announcements. Okay.
Can you watch the trailers?
I don't know. I guess we'll do it. We'll do it for a special stream. Have some fun. Bring it up. Resident Evil images from Netflix show character zombies and infected dog. Now, this is very different. They're trying a lot of different things, but I'm actually excited for this.
I think it's probably going to... I don't know. Live action Resident Evil has never been that great, to be honest. I'm not really looking forward to it, but I hope it's good. It's absolutely nothing like the games, though. Absolutely.
I like this actor when he was in... what was that one show, that sci-fi show? I forget what it's called. I mean, they're going something, but look at that dog. That looks really intense. That looks really realistic.
I think it could be good. I'm not sure though.
Who's going to be like? This is a show, you said?
It's on Netflix. It's going to be a Resident Evil show.
Who's the showrunner?
That's a good question. Showrunner Andrew Dabb. I don't know who that is. Says this take on Resident Evil meant to feel like they took all the games and shuffled them together rather than make it direct. Now
Fringe.
That might be a warning.
He was the showrunner on Fringe.
Oh, he was the showrunner on Fringe.
Okay, well, Fringe was cool.
That's good. That's where that one actor is from. That makes me feel even more. Listen, it doesn't hurt me. It's in my Netflix subscription. I want new content on Netflix.
Okay, he was a writer for Supernatural as well, it seems. Okay.
All right, so RJ, you have something to show here?
I got a couple trailers we can watch. It's up to you, though.
Yeah, I'll see what happens. See if I'll have to maybe edit the video later if it's
all right. So I'm pulling it up. So if you don't know what got announced, we're gonna keep it a surprise.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it a surprise from Max. So don't say anything.
PlayStation All Stars.
This is the state of play presented by Sony. So
I didn't know this happened.
Yeah, this happened earlier today. So we're gonna watch it in glorious 1080p 60. Any guesses what they kicked off the show with, Max?
PS5.
Well, obviously PS5.
Oh, God of War Ragnarok? 3/24/23.
It's The Last of Us, Max.
No fucking way. No fucking way.
3. Last of Us 3.
The TV show?
No, what the TV show? What?
All this
The
music.
remastered thing?
Oh, Resident Evil. What?
Resident Evil.
Gondor Wonder Roost. I've located Baby Eagle.
Looks good. Turn the volume down a little bit so we can talk over.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Looks great. This is Resident Evil 4, right?
Guess you, me.
Yeah, like the 60th release of Resident Evil 4.
You will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
That was cool.
If
I don't
could
know
just
how.
forget what happened that night. The pain. Even for a second. This time, it can be different.
Did you ever play Resident Evil 4, Max?
No, I
It
get
has to.
scared by Stranger Things.
Oh my god.
Resident Evil 4 was an awesome game. It's a classic and routinely listed as one of the best games ever created.
Oh, it's
So,
amazing. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Do you
like-
care about VR at all, Max? Because I can skip through some
Yes.
things. Okay, you do care about VR.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna. I mean, if anything, maybe the cool rate if there's a cool VR game, but I care more that it's gonna come out, not specifically.
Well,
the-
yeah, you know PlayStation VR 2 is coming out soon, right?
No, I didn't know that.
State of Play returns.
Did you ever get
and
the
we've got
original
some
PlayStation
great
VR?
PlayStation updates
I didn't
to
know
share
they
with you
announced
today.
it. Turn it down a little bit because I
And
can't
thanks to
hear you.
Capcom for kicking it off.
No, I was
with
saying, did you know that
Resident Evil 4,
they
coming to PS5.
So this is coming to PS5. This is a next gen game, Resident Evil
Yeah.
4 remake. But did you ever get the PSVR 2? Or not the original PSVR? I mean,
Yeah, I have it. I have it.
did you like it?
Yes, but I did get nauseous, and it takes there's a lot of wires for the original one. So once you unhook it,
Well,
it's
this
like,
new one apparently is going to be less wires. so-
yeah, honestly, it's just a stupid problem to have. But when there's so many wires and you unhook it, it's like, man, that's a pain to hook up again. I don't remember.
I'm
where
just
all the
shocked.
wires-
This is. I mean, they gave it a hard release date in March.
You
so
know,
I'm
the
really
only
excited.
reason why I wanted that PlayStation VR on the PS4, and I never had a chance to get it, but I wanted it just so I could play that Star Trek Bridge Commander game. That was really the only game I ever wanted to play.
Well, let me ask you guys this: for those who have played Resident Evil 4, do you think it needed a remake?
Of course not. I mean, it's
listen, I am all about the remakes as long as it doesn't stifle new entries into the series. Make it better.
Because I'll be
Make it
honest,
better.
if they were gonna because they did Resident Evil 2 and they did Resident Evil 3, I think they should have done Code Veronica, then do Resident Evil 4. I think Resident Evil 4 maybe should have been like layered down the line, you know?
Code Veronica is due for a really awesome remake for certain. And so a company that I used to work for a few years ago just actually won VR Game of the Year for doing a VR adaptation of Resident Evil 4. Apparently, it's supposed to be super awesome. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Oh yeah,
Put it on
the
Oculus.
VR version of Resident Evil 4. Yeah, I forgot about that. They've released for what, the Facebook?
Yeah,
Facebook?
for Oculus, I think.
Oculus, yeah.
So, I mean, that remake I think makes perfect sense because it's taking a game and it's refactoring it into a different form than what it was originally released as. So instead of being a controller-driven console game, it's like a VR game, but it's the same story, and you have to figure out a way to readapt the combat system and survival horror elements in VR.
Because I
It's
played
cool.
Resident
It's
Evil
different.
4 2020 during the pandemic. It's a it's like how old is that game now? 15 years?
Oh,
Older?
yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like a 15, 17-year-old game, but like it's aged very well. I mean, I'm not sure how like they're saying they're adapting like the controls and to like modern controls. I don't know if I would have remade this, but I'm gonna play it. I mean, I have to. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
I'm really excited for it. I love the original.
Well, I'm happy
so.
for Resident Evil fans. I'm more excited about. I like the supplemental content like the shows and stuff or the movies. Like I had fun renting the old Resident Evil. I don't know, Brian. Did you like the old Resident Evil movies with Lilu?
Yeah, not really. I mean, the first couple were okay, but I didn't really watch them after that.
But I had fun watching a few of them. You know, I like the more the supplemental stuff. Like I'm hoping that the new series is good on Netflix. But so what else what did we got here?
One of the first things I did when I started my YouTube channel, I did an entire playthrough of Resident Evil 8 Village on the channel. That game scared the shit out of me. The baby, that's all I'll say. The baby, that shit left me with nightmares like a week. So Resident Evil 4 though, Resident Evil 4 really wasn't scary though. It was more campy action, like more like a Hammer horror film, kind of. I don't know if you would agree with that assessment, Devin, but I feel like that's when the series like moved a little bit away from horror, a little bit.
I never really thought any of those Resident Evil games were particularly scary, but also like I had my threshold for terrifying games completely shattered by playing Fatal Frame. So after Fatal Frame, no other game is really scary to me.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, I think like jump scares, especially if you're subjected to those, I think that would also impact a little bit.
5 with PlayStation VR2 content also in development. Now let's get a sneak peek at 4 games in development for PlayStation VR2.
I really don't care about VR though. I'll be honest. Like,
I
I'm not
do.
really into it.
I hope it's
Now,
better. You know.
Let's take a look at him.
I mean, just like I feel like I get motion sickness playing this.
You escaped.
Yeah, well, the one that messed me up was Doom. Doom VR. Oh my god.
Let's see how special you are.
We'll skip back past this unless there's like a new game that looks really cool in VR.
Okay. Well,
Unless there's something really cool.
I mean, it looks cool though. I mean,
I'm more interested in
a
the
Walking
lights on-
Dead VR game. This is a Walking Dead VR game.
They do a lot of horror in VR. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. So there's a No Man's Sky's coming to VR.
That's interesting.
That could be cool.
That's like exploring the whole galaxy, finding planets in VR.
No Man's Sky?
Yeah, it's coming to VR.
That is like the
And there's also
best
this one
game.
Yeah, there's also this one. I wanted your thoughts on this one, Max.
I want an Astrobot sequel.
This is Horizon Zero. This is Horizon VR. Call of the Mountain.
Where are you taking me?
That looks cool. I have to get into the series to begin with, though.
I asked
honestly.
you a question.
Although they are even making
Everyone
a
says
Netflix
Reyes
series
is a
for
good
my
shot.
hearing.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah.
You're switching with me.
It's a snap mob.
Oh, I didn't read the end of that, Art. Don't be a jerk. I didn't see the little shade at the.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
The floating hands in VR drive me nuts.
Yeah, I don't like the floating hands. It makes you look like my body's like disconnected. You know. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really super into VR. So there's
Did they
some updates.
announce
There's some
the
updates
Miko?
coming to Forbidden West, which
Miko game's coming to PS5.
also Marvel's Spider-Man's coming to PC. If you like PC, it's coming to PC.
I still got to finish Spider-Man.
You never finished it?
No, I haven't finished that.
Why have you not finished it? What are you doing with your life?
Wait, does that mean it'll eventually come to Xbox?
Oh, okay. Then there's this game. What do you think of this game, Max? I want you to look at this one. I want your thoughts on this.
Leave your
Yeah,
clothes on the kitchen floor.
I want
My
your
wife
thoughts
wants the
on
cat game.
The cat game?
Yeah.
The cat game.
Holy shit, there, corn.
It plays a cat. So, like, the cat's
I
like the only
like it.
thing alive in the robot apocalypse. Like, the robots
Yeah,
are taking
that's
over.
really interesting. If Tom Hanks could be a cat, he'd be the cat. He does all these movies where he's the last thing alive.
Yeah, it's
This
called
is really
Stray.
cool.
Stray, yeah.
Is this
It's called
VR
the
or
cat-
just?
No, this is for PS5 and PS4. It's just
Oh,
normal.
I'm totally getting this game for my wife. Actually, the first time we saw this trailer, we didn't have a cat. Now we have a cat. Now it's more interesting to me. Can you pick the breed of cat or different?
No,
cat?
I think that's the version of the cat you're stuck with. I think
She did want like, what are they, orange tabby or whatever she did want one like that.
By the way, good news. You don't have to pay. Well, I won't spoil it. Actually, wait till the very end. You don't have to buy the game. Wait, they're shooting at the cat? Oh, that's messed up. I don't want the cat to get shot
PlayStation
at.
Plus?
You'll see.
Good. You need to compete with Xbox. Okay, Zeno. Yeah, when does this come out? Ooh.
Next month.
On PlayStation Plus? I can't wait to tell my
Explore
wife.
Mysterious Cyber City in Stray, coming to PS5 and PS4 July 19th. PlayStation Plus Extra members and higher can download Stray at no extra cost. when it
Extra?
launches
What do I
next
have?
month.
This is the new tier. This is the new tier.
I know.
for
I don't know
PlayStation
what I
Plus
have.
they're adding.
I don't know what I have.
You probably
I have
set the basic one. You probably have to upgrade. So,
Oh, see, damn you!
it's only a few extra. It's only like $5 more.
$5 more a month?
I don't know how much more it is. I have to look.
Damn you, Sony!
There's this really creepy
Up next,
game.
3 games that will get your heart racing.
One of them
Devin,
I'm just
you
gonna
looking
skip
forward to
because I don't really
Strays?
care. Wait, what did you say?
Devin, or what did I say? Did you like
You said
Strays?
something about Stray.
Do you like
Oh, are you
Strays?
asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna be a cat. Could be cool.
It looks cool. There's this game called the
Download Stray
Calypso
at no
Effect,
will get your
which it's made by by people who worked on the original Dead Space. So,
Yeah, I thought so because it looked a lot like Dead Space.
Anthony, what did Anthony say? They're still making Wolverines. There's no footage of it yet.
Take a look.
Oh yeah, that's what I would love to see. You know.
Did you know that they call Callisto the Dead Moon? Dead.
Is that Keanu Reeves?
No, it's like Keanu Reeves. No.
So whatever you're holding on to right there.
To be fair, I love Xbox,
your
but they don't really have a lot of new games
let
they're
that
promoting
go.
right now.
Because all their games got delayed to next year.
Is entirely in my hands.
So E3 isn't a thing that's happening this year, is it?
No. But next Thursday is the Summer Games Fest hosted by Jeff Keighley, where they're supposed to be making some big announcements. Even The Rock showing up to promote Fortnite and Black Adam.
Interesting.
So that'll be next
Well, I
Thursday.
imagine we would probably hear something from Microsoft then.
Ooh, this looks good. There's way too many horror games though.
Why?
This like Dead
Why don't
Space.
you like horror games?
I appreciate them. I'm just like I want some variety. Just like, you know. Holy shit.
I just love that last part. Gives me chills every time.
Yeah, I'm scared. I get scared. I had nightmares from Callisto. The Callisto Protocol. I had nightmares from Stranger Things. I still didn't finish Stranger Things because of that.
How do you get nightmares from that? This one looks interesting, actually. This is like an indie game where it's like
In the year 2030,
I'm not a big fan of like what they're trying to do with the graphics on it,
a
though.
new blood sport.
Yeah,
I get it,
I mean,
but
it's
I'm
unique
just not.
though. It's unique.
And
It reminds me
in
a
the
lot of like
arena,
a painting, kind
there
of.
will only be the victorious and the dead.
Why not do this instead of just another one that looks like the last trailer, though, Devin? Why
What's
not
up?
why not a style like this instead of something that looked like the last trailer? It's like
Oh,
it's
no,
like
Looks like a game that you would
it's
get
like Jet
bored
Grind
from.
Radio and Max Payne combined.
Yeah, and I like Jet Grind Radio. It's just that the way that they implement their color palette, it just looks so flat. It looks. I get what
Yeah,
they're trying to go
with
for.
this
It's like
style-
a weird like 70s style rotoscoping sort of thing, but
Yeah, with this style, I think they could have done better with this type of style. Yeah, looks
Like-
a little too bland.
It
Yeah, I
looks
don't
like
know.
like gameplay wise, looks like a lot of fun though.
yeah, I'm sure it would be fun.
Like with this type of concept, I think I would have loved a more off the wall art design than that. You know, I think they could have done better.
I'm
with
skipping
that-
this next game because no one really cares about anime hack and slash dating sims.
Ooh, no, I do. No, I'm just gonna skip it, please.
Yeah.
Coming to PS5 and PS4 next year.
The next one is really exciting though,
Let's check
Max.
back in with
Can you
Capcom
guess what
for
this
a
one's
new
going
look
to be?
at an upcoming heavy hitter.
No, I can't guess it. I have
It's
no
upcoming
idea.
heavy hitter. What could it be?
Fighting game?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
This
King of
looks
Fighters?
This looks pretty awesome. King of Fighters. What?
That's not a Capcom series.
Capcom versus SNK?
No.
Cyberpunk.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 6. I had 5 is awesome. Oh, they actually show gameplay.
Strength. It's not like a game. This journey doesn't have a real ending. Okay then, hope you're ready to begin. If you want to start off on the right foot in this city, hit the streets.
Yeah, hey there, I do this. Never feel loose. And when I get up
Music.
in the game, you're up here.
What about it?
A real prowler, but I
You're too slow. There it is. Uh-oh. Just kidding. Whenever they do the music. No, they take the music off.
Oh, sorry.
We were doing fine until then. What is this?
It's
like a beat 'em up?
It's the story mode.
It's like there's an open world component of
no.
sorts to Street
Yeah,
Fighter.
it's called the
It doesn't
adventure
look very
mode.
good, though. It doesn't look very good, though. That part. Well, Chung-Li looks great. I like all fighting games, Antonio. I mean, it doesn't look that much better than 5, though. I would say just get 5 until they come up with a great expansion.
Nah,
pack.
this looks a lot better than 5, in my opinion. Like when we get to actual, like this is like cutscene stuff, but like
It's the new character.
yeah, they have 2 new characters, and then well, they're only revealing 4 characters right now, of course, but
The new characters, the designs, you know.
yeah, you got Jamie, you got Luke, you got Chun-Li, and you got Ryu.
The thing that pisses me off with numbered entries in fighting games is you have to buy all the DLC over again. You know.
I mean, I
Oh, I
love
didn't even
how
think about
flashy
that.
it looks, though. Like the art style, I really like actually.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like they've influenced stuff from like the Third Strike games too, like a parry system and stuff.
I think 5 is pretty comparable. I don't think it looks that much better. Honestly.
Well, also this is YouTube compression too. You got to realize that too.
Yeah.
Like I think it looks. I like this art style and character designs a lot better than 5. I think 5 kind of looked a little ugly, to be honest.
Super Street Fighter 2 is still GOAT. Sorry.
Yeah, I have to admit I haven't played a Street Fighter game since I think like maybe 3.
Oh, 3 is one of my favorites.
It's been a long time.
The original Capcom versus SNK.
And this is
is
the
one of my
online
favorites.
mode. I guess you're gonna be able to walk around and do stuff in there.
I'll be honest, that one player mode looked a little janky to me.
Well,
I know
again,
I know
the
it's
first
early.
look.
I know it's early, but coming 2023. Usually,
Yeah,
Street Fighter games stink at launch, and then they get better with updates.
Oh, this is a Tunic.
I played this. On
Yeah, it's coming to
Xbox Game Pass.
PlayStation. Is it a good game?
Yeah. The characters all have gigantic, ugly feet. Yeah.
That's messed up. There's this indie game, which I guess it looks kind of interesting. I really don't know what to make of it though. But I'll skip to the end because if you wanna.
All right, we're getting to the bottom of the barrel here. Is there another good one?
There's one more. That's it.
Okay. Uh-oh. This better be good. Who is this? Final Fantasy.
So Final Fantasy.
Nothing. It's just not my thing.
Maybe you'll like this though. This guy's a legend, man. He saved Final Fantasy 14.
They made games after 7.
Yes. I know it's hard to believe. But they did make games after 7.
それでは最新のトレーラーをどうぞ。
Don't worry, this one you'll probably be fine.
Is this part 2 of the Final Fantasy 7 remake?
No, this is Final Fantasy 16.
I wish. I actually like that Final Fantasy VII remake.
I have it on PlayStation Plus. I just never played it.
I thought it was pretty fun.
It wears away at our very being. It breaks us. It unmakes us. That its immaculate aspect might reveal itself. The icon.
There's going to be another war, isn't there?
Music.
Every day,
oh boy.
Brings us
No, I'm sorry.
No, this music should be fine. I would.
Yeah,
imagine.
it should be fine. Like, I don't think it's like original music. So I mean,
the chaos he would reap would sweep all of Valosphere into the abyss.
see, I mean, you might like this more, Max. Maybe it's like different kind of gameplay style than
the dominance, that we may bring an end to the strife, and found a new order to see us unto tomorrow.
Morbius is interesting. Come on, Morbius. I know Morbius.
If I take the field, our doom will shake the iron.
Morbius was in Final Fantasy VII. His name was Vincent.
Right? Yeah.
Far better character.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, kaiju battles too, Max. I mean, come on, this ain't your jam.
What if they did a Final Fantasy series?
Now this looks really fucking cool. Like I've always liked the summons in those games, even the games I didn't like.
Well, it's like kaiju summon battles too.
Yeah,
It's,
like this
really
looks
neat.
this looks wicked.
There will be losses, it is true.
Oh, that looks fucking awesome.
citizen- Oh, wow.
That's like the guy on the horse going up against the dragon, and it's like across the sky. Like that's like a poster I would have on my wall as a kid,
Empire will live on.
or as an adult. I'd have it on my wall now.
Wow. Oh, that infinite. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Oh, I haven't played a Final Fantasy. I think I played Final Fantasy X for like a few minutes.
Child of fate.
You know what? I just bought a copy of 10 off of eBay like a couple of days ago because it came up in the news. Something maybe it was like a anniversary of the game or whatever. And oh no, it was because Blitzball was recognized as being Star Wars canon now.
It
because,
was, yeah, Blitzball. Yeah, in that new Star Wars book, yeah, Blitzball's king, Star Wars now, yeah.
And I remember just having never played Final Fantasy X, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. So
yeah, Spider-Man 2 we're probably not going to see until next year. It comes out next year, so they're probably not going to reveal it probably until early next year, to be honest. It's going to be
all right. Well, thanks for sharing. I have some quick topics we could get to, and then we might start winding down like 20,
What was
30
your favorite
minutes.
thing, Max? You got to say what your favorite thing was.
VR. I would like to say Street Fighter 6, but I wasn't impressed, honestly. The new character designs, like I already have a great Ryu in Chun-Li and 5. I'm glad they're making it. The new characters look kind of cheesy to me compared to their old designs.
Well, there's more characters coming too. I mean,
No, but those are the first ones you see. So that's what you got. I like that they're doing another mode, but I have a feeling with the Street Fighter 5, it launched with a lot of single player modes off. And I have a feeling if they're going to launch a single player like RPG, like sort of like a Shenmue type thing, third person, then it's going to take away to some other single player modes that people would get more use for.
Well,
this is a
I love the idea of them experimenting though with because one of the biggest complaints about Street Fighter 5 was the very lackluster single player content.
They eventually got there though.
This is an adventure mode though, where it's like not really open world, but you get to explore zones and like you go like you play out the story and you and initiates the fights in an organic way. I really like that idea. I hope that they can show off more of it because I really like conceptually. I really like that what they're going for with that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, yeah, there's some cool stuff in there. I like that Strays is coming to PlayStation Plus. I will up the amount at least to get that game.
Resident Evil 4 remake too. I'm very interested in that as well.
Yeah. Here's a quick Star Wars topic that anyone can. This is spoilers. Obi-Wan Kenobi just brought back an obscure piece of Star Wars lore. Owen Kenobi? Did you catch that part?
Well, yeah, he said he had a brother.
Yeah, is that just a throwaway line, or what do you think? There's also Uncle Owen, which is to his brother Owen. Just the interesting thing.
I remember when he said in the show, like, he had a brother. He didn't say it was Owen, though, right? He didn't.
No, he just said that he has vague memories of him being taken away as a child. That he had a brother, a mother, and a father.
Yeah, I kind of got the sense when I heard that, like, oh, okay, so they want to plant a seed at least of maybe expanding on the Obi-Wan lore with a potential brother or something. I didn't really get the sense that I was Uncle Owen, but maybe it could be
throwaway line. Okay, yeah, I don't honestly with the way how Obi-Wan stays closer to the Jedi
news,
way.
Though, actually, I have breaking news. Actually,
are you? Don't.
No, this is actually legit. Like I'm not making this up.
All right, get it ready.
Breaking news.
So, okay.
Better be
good pal, Jason Ward, good guy over there making Star Wars. A true, verifiable source. A true guy who knows his stuff when it comes to Star Wars.
I've covered Jason Ward, yeah.
He's a great guy.
People have gone, there's different opinions if he's actually a good person. I don't want to get into that, but yes.
I think he's a good guy. Nothing about him is said. I cannot show the entire article because for reasons. But Jason is the first person reporting that they have decided to give Obi-Wan Kenobi a second season.
Yes! Woo! I knew it. Listen,
I cannot show the article.
Can I say, hey, I'm calling you out, bro? RJ and Matt and other people. I said, I think
they market it as a limited series.
I think they're going to make a season 2. They're like, no, it's limited. It's limited. Do you remember saying that to me? Do you remember saying that to me, bro?
Yes, I remember that. But
yes,
Jason Ward thought
This is why speculation and rumors can be fun. Just don't let it ruin your day. Just don't let you ruin a day when it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Woo!
No.
Whoa! Woo!
What?
Obi-Wan season 2. Suck it, haters on the internet.
So I can
You're
show.
I
can
seasons
read
of
this
Reva,
part.
bitches.
I can read this
seasons
part.
of Reva.
Well, I can read this part. The rest I cannot read. So don't read that. I can zoom in. Okay, there we go. So it said Kenobi 2. Today I learned some big things about Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and the feature series from sources inside Disney. Apparently, the preliminary numbers for the show were so promising. So this means the viewership numbers were so big that continuing Kenobi's story during the dark times of the Empire was looking extremely attractive. Ewan McGregor seemed to tease another season of Celebration. Then the show proved itself to be a powerhouse Disney Plus by breaking records for the streaming platform. While a second season might seem to be a given for the limited series, there will be more stories for Kenobi in the future. I heard from people inside Disney that Kenobi 2 is in fact going to happen. I do not know if it will be sold as the second season or something else, but changes have been made to Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi to explore some of the remaining story potential. So they have completely...
Is anyone paying attention here? Anyone paying attention? This is where rumors are fun, and I don't listen
to
when
it's from verifiable people have good track records, then yes.
It's always fun to me. I'm just not gonna cry about it when it doesn't happen.
Right. Well, what I was going to say is
you shot me down when I said this when I was bringing this up before. I think they're gonna do it. I think it's gonna be a success.
Well, what I was saying though, what they are saying is that they've completely, like in the editing bay, they've changed the ending of Kenobi to change elements of it to where it can lead more easily into a second season.
Awesome.
So they're making changes in the edit bay to the final episodes. So the next 2 episodes, they're making some changes.
Maul flashback. I hope it happens.
They're not doing Maul. They're not going to do Maul.
I want a flashback to their battle. I want to see a live action. Why not?
I mean, I'm enjoying the hell out of the show so far. I think it's probably in my opinion, the best Star Wars show that they have on Disney Plus. And I'm happy that it was renewed. That's kind of weird. I assumed. I also, it was pitched as like a mini series, and I assumed that
it is. So how they continue how they continue the story, whether they
things change when money comes in,
or whether they call it a season 2 or they continue in some other format, they are making a sequel to the show.
I don't need sources to tell you that the industry has lots of options, and this is where scoopers get their stories from. They have lots of potentials. We could do this. We could do that. Guess what? They wait to see the numbers come in. When the numbers come in, they make a decision. That's as simple as that. This is why scoopers are right. It's why scoopers are wrong. Because they have lots of different scenarios that they could do.
Well, I'm not even talking about it from the scooper point of view. I'm talking about it from the narrative point of view. Like there's like a pretty limited amount of time between where this show is taking place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith and where A New Hope starts, and we've already got some of that
after this show. Yeah,
and we've already got some of that, I think, filled in with Rebels. So it's like, how much are they going to try to cram in between here? To the
There's
point
maybe
where,
a couple years of story you can cram in there and tell. Maybe.
Yeah,
years.
I will
years
say, well, real quick, spoiler alert for the last episode. Can I do spoilers real quick?
Wait, hold on.
For the last episode of Obi-Wan?
Yeah, for episode 3.
Oh, from the previously aired one. Okay.
Yeah, the previously aired one. Let me clarify. I do think that the name drop of Quinlan Voss and the that underground system, the kind of path forward, the smuggling of Jedi, I think that's going to tie into things. And for all the people who really hate her, Reva's about to become very important going forward for a second season. So get ready for a lot more Reva probably too. So I think you could see Quinlan Voss show up in the second season. I think you'll probably see more Reva in the second season, and you're definitely going to get more Vader for sure.
Well, let's get to Eddie and Brian. Brian, what does this get you excited or what? Okay, Eddie. Brian, did you fall asleep, bro? All right. Eddie.
Yeah, I made a video about this. Once it broke, I was excited.
Oh, he already knew. He already knew.
But no, I expected it, but at the same time, I was like, well, it would make sense if they didn't want to like keep going forward. But it's like I said, I don't know if this would be like a time jump because obviously there's like years away from No Hope. But it's like, no, I'm happy because I saw it. They had groundbreaking viewership in the first episode. So I was like, damn, yeah, that means that people are definitely engaged. No matter what you're hearing, people are definitely invested in this show, and I had no problem with it. Another season, I don't want it to go that far. Like maybe a season 2 or 3, and that's it. But,
I think maybe one more season I'd be fine with. Nothing more.
Yeah, but then that's it.
See where it goes. See where it goes. Don't limit yourselves. Who knows if they have more? Yeah, there's a few years. Don't let your expectations ruin it. Like Devin said, there's only a few more years. There's lots of stuff you could do. We don't know. What does it come down to? Execution
I think
writing.
the point is that from a narrative perspective, there's only so much you can fit in between this show and Rebels. Yeah. That's, I think, the point that Devin's making. There's only so much you can fit within the time window that they already have.
Comes down to execution writing. If they could justify it with good writing and execution, I'm all for it. Give me as many.
Doesn't Rebels happen like 4 years after the series? Something.
Rebels, I think, happens 4 years before.
Well, my concern is that Reva was sort of going to be taking the place of Starkiller.
I thought it was 4 years. It like leads up right to A New Hope, and then it goes after the original trilogy, like post Return of the Jedi.
Starkiller, wasn't that from Force Unleashed?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was decanonized.
It was decanonized. If people want to see that character make their return to canon. So.
Oh hell no!
What? How dare you, sir?
Starkiller.
Why?
Listen, Starkiller works.
Take Devin.
Hold on. Starkiller works in the context of a video game. He's a great character in that game.
Too
but
OP.
In live action, in an actual Star Wars setting,
Lord. Did you see
he does not make
Skywalker
sense.
2 OP? It can make sense.
No,
writing execution.
He'd have to be a completely different character because that video game character is way too OP. Like it's like almost cartoony levels of power.
Brian, are you happy they're considering Obi-Wan season 2?
Unlimited
Yeah,
power.
sure. Why not? I don't care. I don't have a vested stake in whether it continues or not. So I'll take anything I can get at this point.
To be fair, H-Bars, with the marketing, they said the event series. I think this is the limited event series, not a mini series.
Okay.
I don't know.
RJ, no one's going to think any less of you if they make a season 2. Just because you said, oh, it's going to be a mini series, like.
Well, no, I'm saying that's the way they marketed it. Is what I'm trying to explain.
Well, I feel like you're trying to defend yourself, and it's like you really don't have to.
Doesn't matter.
Well, they make a season 2. They make a season 2. I hope they do. I'm just saying, like, you know.
Open your eyes to all the possibilities that geek culture has. We would
They're
never.
definitely not making Moon Knight season 2,
This
though.
is stuff beyond our wildest dreams when we were growing up. We're getting things that are surpassing our expectations. Be happy. Be happy.
I'm super happy. Like it's not a surprise to me that this show is like blowing the doors off of everything else that's been released on Disney Plus, because like there is a lot of love for those prequels, and people love Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan. They love that story. They want to see the continuation of that character, and it's cool to see. Like, what I love the most about this show is it is the closest of all the other Star Wars things that have come out since Return of the Jedi. This is the closest I've seen to a Star Wars that's like A New Hope. Like, this is very New Hope feeling. Like, I get all of those same feel, and especially that fight with Darth Vader. Like, Vader didn't move the way that he moved in Rogue One, where he was just like a slaughter machine. He moved like Vader from A New Hope, and that lightsaber fight kind of felt like that. There was so much of that, like the Tatooine environment and everything else, like Obi-Wan, his cadence, and how and just like the kind of a little bit of the slow burn that the show kind of has, rather than like super action oriented. All of it just kind of felt like okay, this feels like the show that they wanted to build to transition from the bombastic nature of the prequels and the Clone Wars series and all of that to what we start off with in A New Hope. And I am 1,000% for that.
Where Obi-Wan is right now, he is still damaged.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
even more damaged. So there is a lot of growth that he can go to get to where he is in A New Hope. There's that Obi-Wan. And some might do parallels to the Luke we got in The Last Jedi, but we actually see this is where I think they've done better with Obi-Wan compared. I might do a video. That's a good video. I might
Did you see the body
where they succeeded with old Obi-Wan, where they failed with old Luke, because they got us there with Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
we saw everything. We saw everything.
The thing is, like, old Obi-Wan is Alec Guinness, and and Ewan McGregor has that framework. Like, okay, I'm developing this character to eventually be Alec Guinness, whereas old Luke didn't have anything. It was just, I have to imagine what this guy is going to be like.
But I don't want to make excuses though for it, because we got to see how he became so disgruntled as a Jedi with Obi-Wan. But some of that was missing for Luke. The only thing we got to see was the temple in flames and him in a tent with Kylo, giving into fear, the thing that a master really shouldn't do. That's the first lesson that Yoda taught him. Yeah. Not given to fear. Fear leads to anger, where he never gave up on Darth Vader, but just the thought of Kylo. He never gave up on what's not true.
Well, first off, he never listened to Yoda in the first place. That was like the whole point of him running off on Dagobah and not finishing his training.
Yeah. But he never gave up on Darth Vader, or he would
Are we getting into a Last Jedi debate in 2022?
Getting into what?
I'm making a joke. I'm saying we're really debating The Last Jedi in 2022.
Oh, well.
I'm saying for me subjectively, I don't feel like they justified where Luke was, but I think they did.
No, at least just disagree with what
I can at least say I feel they did a better. How about this? Will you let me on this? I feel they did a better job with Obi-Wan, with context of the films and material, to justify where Obi-Wan is at, where I didn't feel that with Luke. I can accept a Luke that's closed himself off from the Force and is worried, but I want to be led there with the story in the in the movies, and I don't feel like I didn't get there, in my opinion, with Luke where I did with Obi-Wan. I think they succeeded more with Obi-Wan. That's my view.
Well, just kind of all depends on whether you believe Luke's reason for changing was legitimate or not. I did. So I mean, that's basically the fundamental disagreement of that whole movie. Mm-hmm. Was whether or not you agreed with why Luke was in reclusion or not.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. Well, I wanted to cover this too because it is out. I'm gonna just get.
Yeah, they dropped it like an hour ago. Yeah,
they dropped it early.
Yeah,
I just want to see the score here. A 9. Woo! Amazing.
I haven't watched past season 1, so I'm not gonna be checking this out. So
why?
Yeah, I only watched like the first 3 episodes, so I'm just not a fan.
No, it's like it's good. It's just like I just never got back with it. You know, I never went back and caught up with it. So I'm not gonna be watching this new season.
I want to ask RJ a serious question. Did you recover, bro?
From what?
All that hard watching of Stranger Things that you were complaining about last week. It's just not good idea to drop this much material on a fan to cover. Did you recover?
I do think they should have dropped.
Are you doing all right, RJ?
I still think what I would have done if I was Netflix. I would have dropped the first 3 episodes on May 27th that weekend, then dropped like the next 3 on like the following week, and then do the last episode maybe. But no, it's good. It's the best thing I've watched on TV all year.
But I want to make sure you're doing okay though. Like it really consumed you.
I mean, it was a lot of stuff I had to cover. Yeah.
Oh,
it was a mess. But I mean, I did it.
That's a hard life, man. I'm just kidding. I'm being really sarcastic. H Barts with the $5. Thank you for the support, H Barts. Maybe we'll talk about pretzels. But there's still no pretzels. Sorry, just the slushy. These limited events should not go on forever. I love Ewan as Obi-Wan, but I don't want too much. Well, you don't have to watch it. I mean, this is the great thing about Star Wars.
That's not an actual answer.
No. I'm not throwing shade at him. I'm saying there's so much content now. It's nothing. I personally don't think it's anything to complain about.
I think what he's saying is like he doesn't feel like the story needs to be stretched out into multiple seasons. Like he's happy with it just being a one-time limited event.
It comes down to execution writing. If it comes out season 2 and it seems really forced, and I'm not talking about forced diversity or anything like that. I'm talking about forced where the story doesn't seem organic. My word organic, where it seems like they're just doing this for reasons other than the story.
Again.
No, if it feels like they're doing it for stories other than organic reasons as to the story and the reasons are more for profits, then I will get to that point.
Did you watch real quick?
Thank you, El Necron. Thank you so much.
Did you real quick, not to invoke her name to the groans of the audience and panelists, but did you watch Grace's video on Warner Brothers Discovery?
No, and I don't want to subject anyone to that right now. Maybe I'll cover that in another video. But I do want to watch it, but I didn't watch it yet. I did see that video, but I put that
she
on
thinks
the back
you're
burner.
weird.
No, she doesn't.
She said that Snyder fans are weird.
Yeah, she's weird too.
Yeah, she did say that.
She actually did say. She said that Snyder fans have become weirdos.
Well, she's
all right. We don't need to dwell on that comment right now.
I know.
But she's the one making fun of a little girl.
I'm teasing Max.
She's weird. She's weird towards Jessica Chastain. You know, doesn't hurt my feelings. You know, it's very weird. Her weird. You know how overly critical she is on Jessica Chastain, a wonderful actress. So
I still think they went to like school together. That's my theory. They went to like
after that Oscar win, she hasn't been saying shit about her. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, I do have some more articles. We could do rapid fire here. Percy Jackson TV series. I'm really looking forward to this. I love all the fantasy. Also, the fantasy that's geared towards more young adults. Like we get a lot of the dark, older fantasy stuff coming out, but I'm happy that both this and Willow are coming out. I think that's great because it gives me that 80s more lighthearted fantasy vibe that there still could be dark, but like for the 80s kids, you know, that's what I kind of, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is something I've been looking forward to ever since Disney bought Fox. This and the X-Men and Fantastic Four stuff are like my biggest things. I was really excited for them to get their hands on them. I really hope that they have the original author there on set as they're filming. I really hope that this can be a solid show that honors the legacy of the books, because I think it could be like a huge thing for Disney if they handle it correctly. So I like the cast they've assembled thus far. They have race-bent some characters, which I know has caused some controversy from certain idiots. But I really don't give it. I don't give a shit, to be honest. I don't think it's that big a deal.
Now this guy here, I think he was in what was that show called?
Oh, that's Jason Mantzoukas. He was on the La League.
He was also on that show about the afterlife, A Good Place.
Oh, he's been on a lot of stuff. He's a voice
I
on.
don't
Yeah,
get
he's
his
a good
humor.
TV actor.
I don't get his humor. Like, I'm open to being on the show. I'm not hating on him right now. I just don't, his humor I don't really get.
Well, humor is subjective, of course. So.
Yeah. I gel with a lot of comedians, but him is just like, eh. But yeah, Meet the Grown-Ups of Camp Half-Blood.
Yeah, there's way more roles they're going to start casting soon too. I would anticipate they will be casting some big name actors maybe to play some of the other gods. I mean, recognizable faces, of course. I mean, they are getting a lot of TV actors and stage actors, which I'm totally okay with.
I just realized that and Willow are going to be on the same platform. Disney Plus, man. I'm never going to be able to cancel my Disney Plus. I'm serious.
That's the point.
That's yeah.
No, I can't. It has
they don't want you to ever
I didn't. For one thing, I don't buy Blu-rays anymore as part of my recovery. Listen, addictions come in all forms. I spent too much on physical in my geekdom, and I don't buy Blu-rays anymore. I don't buy steelbooks, and some of my favorite stuff is on Disney Plus. Shang-Chi, that's one of my favorite movies ever now. The IMAX enhanced.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun. I love martial arts. I love superheroes. And there's just so much. And with having all this variety of content, I think they're going to surpass net. They have a chance to surpass Netflix with having this, hoping Obi-Wan season 2, having The Mandalorian, having all the Marvel shows, and then having stuff like Percy Jackson and Willow for a younger demographic. Oh my God! Along with the Pixar. Listen. I guess I'm a Disney show. I'm sorry.
You're just now realizing that?
I will never be able to get rid of my Disney Plus. Never. I'm set. I'm sorry. It's great. It's a great problem to have. I mean, I don't, for the price, I think it justifies it. All the content we're getting. Miss Marvel.
Well, that price is definitely going up soon, though. Just be ready for that.
Damn,
I don't know when that price increase is coming, but it's happening.
Oh, Jay, do you like Solo? I will give you an update on Solo. I used to be a hater of Solo. I finally finished it. I enjoyed a lot of it. I still have some issues with it. The L5 droid was annoying. I'm sorry. And I like diversity and progress, but it was like, can I get you anything? How about equal rights? in the cockpit? I'm like, yes, okay, droid. Yes, you get equal. But that was like the delivery of it was so super cringe and out of place. Even Lando's like, oh my God. That droid is the most obnoxious character in Star Wars.
Even more than Jar Jar Binks?
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't remember this droid.
Let's go watch Solo. And then the end with all the flipping back, this is a surprise. They did it too much. It became like, what's going on towards the end? Nth's Nest. But I actually like Han a lot more than I used to. And I had one of my highest rated videos was when I was complaining about the trailer for Solo. I was like, everyone in this trailer is more interesting than Solo. All the other characters. And if you're playing Han Solo, you should be the most interesting person in the room. This is bullshit. I would. That was.
Can we watch that video?
If you could find it. Yeah. but the ending with all the I'm good now, I'm bad now, I'm good now, I'm bad now, I'm good now, I'm bad now, like one-upping each other on subverting expectations of like the guy that was an inspiration to Han. I forget his name. Woody Harrelson.
You're talking about Woody Harrelson's character.
Woody Harrelson, and then going back and forth. Now I'm on his side. Now I'm on your side. Now I'm on your side again. Now I'm shooting you. That was like ridiculous. The writing was bad at the end. The writing was bad. The end is just weird. That to me. But I even like the Kessel Run. Like I rewatched the Kessel Run. That was great. Chewie was fucking beast. Now the other Wookiees were. What the hell was that? They looked like rejects from Planet of the Apes back in the day. Like, why can't they get the other Wookiees to look similar? They looked really odd.
What is this video? Hold up. What is
don't
this?
Don't go on my back. There's nothing to see there. I have other topics.
So, John Campea review drama? What is this?
No, don't pull that up. please.
What is this?
I don't want to pull this up. No.
What? Why not that one? Why can't I watch that one?
You watch it on your own time. On a different time. We have more movie topics to cover. I don't want more drama.
What's this one? Did Kathleen Kennedy force her choice for Han Solo on a Lord and Miller hot topic?
Why don't? All right, no, nothing to see there. I've made lots of mistakes. Hey,
Solo,
my
Star Wars
channel,
film
my
should have been
channel is the
animated after
receipt.
Rebel ends.
My channel is the receipt. You could go look at the receipts on your own time.
Oh, I found it. I think.
Well, I have other movie topics.
Solo,
though.
Star Wars story, official trailer, and boycott update hot topic.
No, don't play that, please. No. No. I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about Twisted Metal.
Max the boycotter.
I did boycott it.
George Lucas's reaction to Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yes, that was one of my bigger videos.
Did he actually react to it, or was that clickbait?
His reaction was silence. Yeah, it was clickbait. He never date. No, that was an interesting way to subvert your expectations for a video because he commented on all the other movies until then.
I found like probably the best video you ever made.
No, we're not watching it. No.
Solo, a Star Wars story. Alden Ehrenreich, the worst recast in movie history.
Oh my god, damn it! No,
The
I don't want to
worst recasted.
Hey, did you say the other night that movie recasts work? And
yes,
he
did
did actually.
Stupid for.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's anti-SCW, Max.
Sorry,
I told you I was. Yes, it's embarrassing. I'll admit my mistakes. It's embarrassing. I was starting to believe some of that stuff.
Did a 180,
and then my wife pulled me out of it, and then I was miserable. I was a miserable bastard. Twisted Metal, the entire cast of Peacock's live action video game adaptation so far. I'm really looking forward to this. It's very interesting. All the big.
They
names
just cast Samoa Joe as the body, as the guy.
Will Arnett.
Yeah, he's voicing Sweet Tooth, but Samoa Joe is going to be the body of Sweet Tooth.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah, he's in there.
Nev Campbell.
Yeah, Nev Campbell's going to be in there. It's from the writers of Deadpool, actually. They're show running and writing it.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's go down memory lane.
Listen, if you want... don't even do it when I'm not here. I'll lose subscribers. If you go for my back catalog, there's some cringy shit. When I'm not here this weekend, no, RJ, no. You're being like Caden. I want to wrap up soon. I
like this one. SJW feminism.
Oh, God.
Hold on. Did you make videos on Captain Marvel? I have to look.
Get this out of here. No.
I have to look.
Damn, you get exposed.
Listen.
I'm curious about this.
What the hell is this thumbnail?
What?
That second one. The pool boy exposed?
What?
What is that?
Listen.
Click it.
I've made lots of mistakes.
No,
Good
that's
night,
not
everyone.
a mistake. That's funny.
Good night, everyone. Yeah, no, I said he's obsessed with Brie Larson. That's why I was like, all right. So, the Flash movie.
I'm sorry, but this is way more interesting than the Flash.
Can we all admit RJ's part of the problem? Look at this.
I'm entertained. I'm making some great movie talk.
Okay. This is
RJ's making great movie talk.
Yeah. All right. The Flash, Warner Brothers options explored as Ezra Miller's issues take center stage, but they basically reiterate from the Variety article they
came
can't.
From Variety, they're saying that they're not going to reshoot the movie, which it's.
I really want to see Flash now. I'm upset that we have to wait so long.
Well, they also that the test screenings have been phenomenal. Internally, this is testing as one of their best movies ever. They are saying that this is probably one of DC's greatest efforts in cinema. They're actually like the test screens are saying this might be one of the best movies they ever made. No joke.
I hope so. I want it to be good. I never root for anything to be bad. Like I don't I don't want to make money off
except
bad.
for Solo.
Yeah, I was about to say that too, except for Solo.
I wanted things to change, and they have. Things for Star Wars and Lucasfilm have changed. They slowed down. They focused on quality. There's still some issues, but overall, it's pretty good right now. So things have changed.
Oh my god!
Go ahead. No, don't you dare.
Nothing. Captain Marvel 2 was canceled, guys. Max made a video on it.
Oh no. And I don't even remember making that one.
Damn, back in the day, going to this Keystone Game of cookouts and shit.
Oh my god!
What the hell? Movie Madness Entertainment loves Mecha Random 42, the best YouTuber ever.
I did not say that.
He really did 2 years ago.
No, I did not.
I want.
No,
if this is real, I want to see this.
It is not. That has never entered my mind ever. Yeah, I suffered enough. All right, this is the last article I had. This is kind of interesting because I have not watched a lot of Marvel animated movies.
There's a couple good ones that they.
They generally tend to be pretty bad, though.
Yeah, they're made. Some of these are made by Lionsgate. Actually, some of them are actually pretty good. There's the Planet Hulk one, the Hulk versus Wolverine, and Hulk versus Thor. Those are really good, and the Doctor Strange movie. Everything else you could skip. There's like 5 that are maybe worth watching.
All right, well, 15 Marvel animated movies that are actually worth watching. Let's see, Hulk, Where Monsters Dwell. Never heard of that one.
Nah, not that one.
No.
You've seen it? Secret Warriors.
I haven't seen that one. So
I've seen it.
Is it good?
I mean, it's that cheap animation shit though. It's like
it's like really kiddie.
Yeah.
Some of the animation doesn't look great.
That's CG animated. That's not very good. I don't like that one.
I've seen that one. I didn't like it either.
Well, this article
all of these
sucks.
highly recommended ones, you're like, no, not that one.
I told you, there's like 5 worth watching.
Black Widow and the Punisher looks pretty cool.
I think I've seen some of that one.
I think that was an anime from Japan.
I don't remember. I watched it, but I don't remember anything about it.
That one's okay.
This one actually has the real Mandarin, right?
He fights the Mandarins. His origin
story.
Yeah, I like
Mandarin.
That one's pretty good too. Next Avengers
like
Here's Tomorrow.
Like
That one's pretty good.
Post-apocalyptic war.
The Thor one, I don't remember watching actually. The Thor one, I don't remember that one. I know it's made by Lionsgate though.
I don't remember it either.
Ultimate Avengers, that one's worth watching.
I like it.
Ultimate Avengers 2, not as good as the first one. It does introduce Black Panther though, but it's not as good as the first Ultimate Avengers.
Well, I want to go back and actually watch the series, the Earth's Mightiest Heroes and Ultimate Avengers.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes is worth watching. Everything else, no.
Well, I started to watch Ultimate Avengers. It was kind of cool.
I liked it.
That is probably the best one. That is actually probably the best. That one right there, the Doctor Strange one's probably the best animated movie they've
I recently watched it. It was pretty good.
Planet Hulk is fire though. Planet Hulk is great too.
I love Planet Hulk. Yeah, that is fire.
That's another anime. I've never
That's
seen
anime.
Hulk versus that's fire.
Yeah, Hulk versus.
Especially Hulk versus Wolverine.
Yeah, I think that was better than
Hero 6. That is Marvel,
Yeah.
Not really. It's not really.
And of course, Spider-Man.
Going into Spider-Verse, a masterpiece. So like, come on.
Ooh, pre-MCU. All right. Well, now that Anthony's here, we can end the show. Oh, look at this. What up? Are you serious, bro? All right. If you want to send them a link, you can, but I'm on low on Steam.
Well, let's ask Matt Jarba what he thinks that we need to do to make movie talk better.
No, he's gonna come on here and criticize everything I do. I see what you see. You see the instigator? You know exactly what he's gonna do. Well, Max needs to get his own opinions. Stop looking at other people's. What
was that supposed to mean?
That's what he said the other day.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Well, is DC animation better than Marvel?
They're more consistent. Marvel animation really doesn't release much.
The only thing with DC is that they need to put more money into the animations.
They don't put a lot of money or resources into it, sadly. So
I agree, but they have pretty good movies, though.
Oh no, they have across masterpieces of animated for DC. It's a couple of bad ones that we should not be named.
I mean, hey, at least DC was able to make a universe out of it on TV and in movie version as well.
Yeah. With what is it?
Okay, bye, Brian.
Oh, thanks, Brian. We can't hear you, bro. You don't care? You've been silenced.
By myself. I know that. It says it right there, right next to my name when I'm muted. And
Now I
don't give a
said
shit. I said something. All right. Anyways, much love, guys. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow night or not. I'm going to be incognito this weekend, so
Yeah, I think I got a lot going on.
Yeah. Take care, and but listen, before you go, our thoughts are with you and your family as you celebrate and honor your father. You've done a great job of honoring his spirit. You're a friend to all. We love Brian. Yes, enjoy your family time, and you definitely carried on your father's legacy, man. But being a friend to everyone
means a lot. All right, guys, take it easy. I'm gonna have a good weekend. It'll be nice and away from here. Go get some sunsets, get drunk. So have fun, guys.
Yeah,
take it easy, man.
Later.
All right.
That's awesome, Josh.
Right. So now it's time for the main event. Matt Jarbo. Max has asked an important question. What can he do to make movie talk better?
Oh, Jesus.
Actually talk about movies?
I do talk about movies.
You talk about people talking about
I
movies.
talk about people. I talk about movies. I talk about rumors.
You care more about what Grace Randolph has to say than your own damn opinion on a movie.
I criticized Grace this week.
Grace Randolph could tell you that the sky is purple, and you'd be like, "Yeah."
I criticize everyone.
Your criticism, though, is not having. There you go.
All we really need to know is RJ is the biggest instigator in the group. Can you believe this shit? We could have talked about anything. RJ, what the hell?
Well, I thought you wanted Matt to weigh on the main topic. Your title was about how do we make movie talk better.
All right, well, let's hear Matt. I'm not censoring you, bro.
What? Oh no, I mean, like literally, it's.
Well, let me just ask this question first before you go off on this, Matt. What do you think? What do you think the movies, madness, and entertainment ecosphere does well?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that movie madness and entertainment is good at keeping their ear to the ground for little things that might kind of fall through the cracks. Right. Max is pretty good at bringing up some smaller stories every once in a while that don't get a lot of attention. I do think that's good. I think that he is interested in what other people have to say and showcasing that, even if it is to his detriment. So it's a positive and a negative. But I do think that there is value in the commentary. I just wish that there was more actual commentary and less hey, what'd this person say?
Okay. And variety. I try to keep variety. Okay.
I don't disagree with anything you said.
All right. So
sorry, I'm in my car. So give me a second on this.
What do you plan to talk about tonight, Matt?
He's driving.
What do I plan on talking about? I haven't thought that far ahead yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't thought that far ahead yet. I did 2 streams last night. I'm kind of tired.
Oh,
so.
Yeah, we did a Stranger Things discussion, which is great movie talk. Actually talking.
No,
about
I just have to work my way up to finishing it.
I think I'm probably the only person that actively, vehemently hated that season.
Really? You didn't like the new season of Stranger Things?
Oh, I got so angry watching it. More and more as each episode waned on. I just found myself
50 videos on your hate on it. How it's
I should. I just
it was a
tough
actually.
slog. It was a tough slog for me. I'm shocked too. I wasn't expecting to have the reaction I did, but maybe I could talk about it at some other point. I won't hijack the stream with that, but I'm kind of surprised. I thought for certain that the as I watched it, are people really gonna like this season as much as the last season? Is it gonna get maybe a bit of a lukewarm response? And no, it's just me. Everyone loves it. It's really just me. So, that's where I'm at on that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm doing my best to get rid of these corn bots.
How about you talk to YouTube and maybe
I've been going into the comment section late. I neglect comments that are left after the video, so I've been going and blocking them there too.
I have a question for you, Max.
Yeah.
Would you want to be on the John Campea show one day?
Oh,
absolutely, but it's never going to happen. I'm not even going to get
Would
to
you
that.
wear the mask though?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
would.
know.
I mean, if that was a deal breaker, he's like, you're not coming on the show unless you take your mask off. That'd be hard. I would consider that for him instead of over like Jeremy or anything.
Wait, I play bad video games? Which ones? Well, that's you're right. You're right. I do. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, everyone's giving Matt shit, saying Matt talks about other people more than
The
movies.
last season of Stranger Things will be like Game of Thrones.
Well, the worst is when CJH starts reading. I love CJH, but he starts reading what they're saying. Put it in a what? And I'm like, shut up! Don't read what they're saying. I do have to catch. I was actually watching that. I know this might seem silly, but I was watching on Paramount.
The Boys
Plus.
is out.
I want to watch The Boys, and I want to
Definitely
finish that movie with Channing
Sonic?
Tatum and what's her name? It was kind of funny.
The Lost City.
Oh, the Lost
Yeah,
City?
it was me and my wife were watching. It was
I'll
fun.
give it a 6 out of 10. It was not that bad.
By the way, Miss Marvel comes out in 6 days.
Nobody cares.
I care.
I care.
Don't care. Not watching that trash.
I'm waiting for the Brie cameo.
Then don't watch it.
I'm just watching the cameo for Brie Larson. That's it.
I can't wait for the freakouts.
So you're still gonna watch it, but you're not gonna.
No,
watch it.
RJ, I'm watching the last episode, and that's it of the show. Episode 6 of
Just for the cameo, bro?
Yes, for
There we
cameo. I'm
go.
sorry.
Damn. That
It's a
reminds me of-
rip-off of Green Lantern. That's what she is.
It's a hell of a thing when Epstein's ghost is ranting about independent women.
Yeah. Listen, isn't this an embarrassment of riches that we're getting and for nerds right now? There's more. It's surpassing all our expectations with all the content we have. You don't need. I'm not saying it in a hateful way. You don't need to watch it. I'm like, if you're not interested, don't watch it. Someone else might. And then eventually, you're like, when you have nothing to watch, you're like, well, let me go back and watch that series.
What did you do, Max, to like enrage the corn bots tonight?
It was Amico.
Did you look
on
something
MME?
up?
No, on MME International. Once I had a certain guest on, which they were harassing this YouTuber. It went overboard. I don't know, and I have to be better at blocking them. What's that?
Who was it? What is the guest?
I'm not naming the guest. It's not the normal guest on MME International. We had someone else that came in. And it was like there was some really
I don't
nasty
really think
comments.
that John Campea is a shill. I don't really agree with that assessment. I mean,
I actually, honestly, what's our now that yes, Matt Jarbo, I like to talk about other YouTubers, movie talk. I actually think John Campea's gotten a lot better, and I appreciate him putting himself out there, calling out stuff this week. And I honestly, I don't want
that Ryan Kinel. Is that what happened?
Not directly, but we knew exactly.
He basically was like calling out YouTubers, making it all about them, and like basically saying like that Disney's attacking fans.
But I was extremely disappointed that there was no commentary from the rest of the group, especially Robert Meyer.
Well, and
I don't want to guilt him by association.
Because
but we all know the association.
No, Max, you didn't actually watch the stream. The reason that he did that is that John said when he started on the topic, I will be the only one to comment on this because I don't want to focus like the entire show on this. He only wanted himself to comment on it, so no one else got in trouble.
But I'm saying I would.
Because he knows Rob is friends with those guys.
Yeah.
Like, look, I made a meme. I gotta find it. I kind of deleted it, but I'll see if I can find it again. Of Robert Meyer Burnett behind Hitler giving a speech, and just with the caption like, "No, he's he's a terrible guy, but he's got a good opinion on Star Trek." It's true. It doesn't matter what kind of person you are. If you dislike modern Trek, Robert Meyer Burnett will cast aside any terrible thing you've done to go, yeah, Akiva Goldsmith sucks.
I don't want to trash Robert Meyer because I do have respect for him, but I do personally, even though I don't do guilt by association, I get extremely frustrated that because a lot of the reason that this problem, to go back to the main topic, a lot of the reason that this problem persists online and in communities is not by guilt by association, it's absolution by association. They try to absolve the thing they have by associating with people that are a little nicer or people, all these other big YouTubers. And this is why they get away with the most shit, is because they're absolved by who they're friends with. Well, you're friends with that person, so you must not be that bad, or things are ignored and for financial reasons, obviously. Like I know all of our channels have suffered that have commented on this by being critical.
So you suffer?
So, but I heard your stream the other day, Matt. There is actually a lot of, there's a lot of substance to the claims that, I don't know if it's exactly a network where they feed in with the nicer people to get to the more, it's like a gateway drug to the more hateful content with the nicer people, but they do really try, in my subjective opinion, to absolve themselves from their bad behavior by who they associate with. And then when you put on a nice face and laugh, and like, oh yeah, this is a good old time. This is a good old time.
They probably pay Robert Vardaner to show up in that show.
No, I think he just knows them from back in the day from ranting about Star Trek. Yeah, I think they both been on the internet long enough before Midnight's Edge even went hardcore anti-SJW. They knew each other before that started, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's where it comes.
I think Rob's get paid by them. So
I mean, do you see that angle, Matt? That Robert Meyer's known these people for a very long time before they went full anti-SJW, and maybe that's where it's coming from.
I mean, maybe, right? Maybe it's a whole slow boil metaphor. But there's no way to not look at heel versus babyface.
It was the worst of the worst.
And to look at the content that he does.
We like hot toys together.
Well, yeah, and that's the whole thing. Is he's like, I'm proud to stream with heel versus babyface.
He said that.
Okay. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, he did on Twitter a while back.
Show me that. I would love to see that.
Well, Robert also said on Twitter the other day that who he follows is not necessarily mean he endorses what they say.
We don't want this to become like I mean, I did bring it up, but I also want to be careful not to become a witch hunt and search out people that are even associated with these fools and say, you're guilty by association. But it's extremely frustrating on the same point, though. It's extremely frustrating. And I knew RJ was going to say, RJ, I knew you were going to say that John Campea said that. And I was like, that's bullshit. Because I kind of think there's other reasons that he said that.
Well, why
and I don't think
people, though?
I'm not assuming the worst. I just don't think that certain people like Robert ever want to address it.
I think if Robert was given the opportunity, I think he would have said something.
I don't know. Because
why mess with your financial means?
But he has called out hate before, though. He has stood up against certain things before on his own platform.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's out of the realm of what he's done before.
Something was when there was I think was his name David Dorn, the cop that the retired officer who was shot and killed during a protest last year or back in 2020.
Well, we're not doing that, Zeno, but I do find it frustrating though that because they get away with more because people look the other way and just don't say anything. Not that they have to, but he's the worst of the worst.
So you're not the way?
It's not the way.
You're not the way.
Okay. Well, I mean, that was all my quick thoughts on that. I still really like Robert Meyer-Burnett. I've reached out to him, and he will probably not respond to me. I'm sorry. And I don't blame him, I guess. But he did respond to me in the past, and now he won't. I think I did something to piss him off. Although I do really cover John Campea too, so
maybe I'll try and reach out to him because technically it's my channel, but I could make it up on your channel.
Wait. Well, you did. Oh, okay. Are you taking? Is RJ actually taking? I've heard some accusations that he's taking over my channel. Is this happening?
Yes, he should. He should take over.
I probably should, to be honest.
100%.
I mean, all things considered, he has been, streaming more reliable content.
Oh, you see how he did? You see how you love to criticize, open okay.
What does that mean, though, man? What do you mean more reliable content? I appreciate those kind words. I try and make things, very.
I mean, look, if I know that you're going to be hosting a show on Max's channel, I try to stop by and say hi. With Max, if he's hosting, I'm like, we'll see what's going on.
All right.
Yeah. He's hated.
God
Okay.
damn.
Because RJ will be like, here's a topic of conversation. Let's talk about this one topic. Max is like, hey guys, here's 80 topics, but also jangly keys. Jangly keys, everybody. Woo!
Well, if you're going to be critical of me, can I be? I mean, I'm talking about movie stuff, even though I'm talking about other people.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Trailer park and karaoke.
To me, that sounds like a good criticism.
I'm not saying there's anything, but if you're going to criticize me, I'm doing stuff that I enjoy, just like you do. Like,
yeah, I think the trailer park is fun because it's on the subject of, like, we did the fantasy theme the other night.
Yeah.
You know, and people really enjoyed.
I mean, but you have this high bar for me that I don't think yourself is me. You're meeting yourself. You're being overly critical of me that I don't see that you're meeting these bars, these expectations that you're putting on me. Honestly,
I think the difference.
I think you're very capable. I think you're very capable, Matt. I don't want to be mean or anything. I'm just saying you're saying, oh, Matt, Max isn't. I think I'm having a fun time. Talking about what I want to talk about. Yeah, it is all over the place. I'm all over the place. You know me personally.
Oh, I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
When we talk on the phone privately, do I jump from top? I go, oh, that's my problem. Yes.
No, you're actually, when we talk on the phone, you're a lot more focused. It's really interesting.
Well, I'm gaming at the time usually. I don't know if that helps.
Well, that's a focusing event.
At once. Yeah, I do two things at once. Okay.
You should call me when, like, you're having sex or something and be the most focused conversation we've ever.
Oh my gosh!
All right.
That is never happening.
What? I'm just saying it'd be a very, very interesting conversation. I'd be like,
I'm going to talk to you during.
That should be clipped out of context completely. Just you should call me when you're having sex.
Please don't call me.
No, you call me. Not I call you. I don't know when you're gonna do it.
Neither do I.
No. I mean, all things considered, dude, we've heard your wife yell at you more recently, so I don't know, man. Maybe spend less time streaming and more time loving, you know?
I'm having a fun time. People get frustrated on my show. I'm having a fun time.
Have you talked about that?
Well, listen, tonight was a great stream, and we are getting new subs. My channel's doing decent.
Oh yeah, no, I know you've been doing better. I know you wanted to get over 5,000, so that's good. And
I have to ask you,
disaster, but yeah,
I have to ask you, Max, to end the show on a positive note. What have you learned from this conversation tonight?
I do have to keep variety. I think I need to do a better job of keeping people's emotions in check. I want to talk about things I want to talk about that interest me. That I would, if you came over my house, this is what I would be talking about. If we were watching TV together and we watch YouTube, I'd be like, hey, let's check out this Grace Randolph. Let's check out this. Did you hear this? Did you hear this? Or if I talk about it in a DM group, I'd rather talk about it on air. Like, sometimes people say this stuff. Did you see that this person said in a DM group? As long as it's not, God damn, Corn. They're freaking out because I said I'm getting rid of them.
Yeah, good cheap. Cheap.
I did watch Grace's new video about.
I didn't even
watch.
I didn't even watch it, even though I was interested. I didn't watch it yet. I might just watch it myself.
It's an interesting part of information.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like she was like basically saying that Emmerich is out now, but he's leaving at the end of the summer, basically when his contract would have been up anyway. So.
Well, here's the ultimate frustration I have is we covered the main topic that everyone complained about. When we moved on to other topics, people started leaving and not engaging in the conversation. So
we've all been here. We're still here.
No, you RJ, but not everyone. And I'm not pointing fingers, but
people
start leaving the stream after I stopped covering the hot topic. And then I bring up other topics and no one has anything to say. Like, as much as people say, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
That's why
can I offer a piece of it, like a criticism, maybe a little bit of advice? Like last night I covered on the news stream, I did the Johnny Depp thing and the Emmerich thing and a couple little stories, and that went a little over an hour, and I had over 100 people watching, and it fluctuated but then it picked up and it stayed that way. But it's also, I think, part of the problem with a lot of these panel discussions is that they go on for literal hours.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to exclude anyone, but I have thought about. I thought if it gets too chaotic, I might just do streams on my own or pare it down to a few people.
Well,
I don't want to. I don't want to do that though because I love everyone.
Sure, but the thing is, but the other side of that too, though, is what the audience responds to is generally like 4 to 6 is a good number. 4 would be better.
You know how many people ask for links, especially when a stream's popping.
Sure, but on most nights streams aren't popping though. You know, unless there's something major to talk about, right? Like it really depends. So that's the thing we're talking about here, though. It's like when you've got a DM group. And you put the link open, and I just use this as an example. Like, you bring in like Drogo, nothing against Drogo, but he sits there a lot of the time and takes up a spot from someone who could add maybe something more to the conversation.
Drogo's
you know what I mean?
A nice guy.
And I'm not criticizing. Yeah. I'm not criticizing. I'm merely pointing out that if you have a panel of people, having somebody on that keeps the audience engaged. It's like conversation.
I understand, but I also like the club feel and like having fun and everyone's having fun. I get that though. It would be better if people that are on panel engage more in the conversations than just random stuff. But Drogo's a good, talented young man. I'm not
criticizing him. I'm not criticizing him. I'm merely saying it's like when you put together a panel, you want to have people that can flow off each other, have a conversation, and like add value and insight to the topics. Like. It's fun to just like to joke around and dick around and stuff, but if that's kind of where it's at, is where again, what you're asking for, and this is something that like I've learned in a number of different ways. It's a constant
struggle. I do my best.
Sure, I understand, but that's not a lot of people though, right? It's like when you even look at Enosh. Enosh will do the same thing. He'll open up his stream, 9-10 people come on in, and the streams go 4.5 hours long.
This is a new viewer that found me based on. The criticism.
Sure. I'm not saying it's a perfect solution, but it's like I think you need to figure out: are you doing a variety show or are you doing a news show? Is it a little
everything?
It's like, but that's okay. I think that's again kind of like where people come in for different reasons, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's the thing with time is we only have one life. Time only goes one direction. So if it's not providing value, then
it's providing value to me. I have really no issues with the way the show's going. Okay. Honestly, I opened it up to people.
Well, no, you asked though, like, how can we make movie talk better? Are you sort of talking about your channel, like the overall movie?
I was talking about overall movie talk, but I was fine to take criticism myself. When I opened it up, I saw that there was a lot that wanted to criticize what I'm doing, so I'm like, okay, let me hear it out. That's fine.
But I meant more in general. I told you how we can make movie talk better. I mean, overall, if you want my honest opinion, I think that again, going forward, I think the political commentators posing as fake nerds don't really need much attention anymore. And I think that we got to be better about what websites we choose to read and cover news from.
I mean, I said I agree with that.
What I want to talk about.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired.
Shoot on the rumors. Yeah.
No, I mean that's fine. I'm not trying to lecture you on what you do your channel. I'm just asking if you want my opinion on how to make movie talk better from my perspective. That's what I think personally.
I say if people are talking about it, it's worthy conversation. Do your best to clear out the fake news of it. Do your best.
Let me ask you this then, because I mean we've heard from everybody, but what is your opinion on what we should do to make movie talk better?
I want everyone to feel inclusive. I want as many opinions as possible. Unfortunately, a lot of the the people really within the Snyder, it's not really plausible to get them on anymore because there's so much criticism towards the Snyder fandom, which could be a lot justified. Well, I really try to keep. But if you look at my team MME and where I originally picked, I was really trying to get a variety of people. By the time I get to it as a working man, by the time I get to topics, they're already covered. So I think it's fun to react to videos. I don't always watch stuff ahead of time. I like commentating on other people. I like covering the madness in fandom. And is there anything to it? I love everything that I'm doing here. I want to make sure to include more with topics and suggestions from panelists to bring your own topics And then also, I've been forgetting to do, which I've been doing as member benefit, is on the community section, topics and questions, because that also helps in covering the same stuff. We got some really amazing questions from the community, and I forget to put that post up daily, but I wanted to do that at the beginning of every show to add more variety to it. Honestly, I'm fine with what I'm doing. I'm a little frustrated with people saying, I want to talk about something else. And when I bring up another topic, they leave, they're disinterested. And the most commentary is on the topic that everyone's complaining about. Like the beginning of like, if you notice, a lot of people criticize me. You go through rapid fire topics. It's like, I got to a main topic that I wanted to cover for 30, 40 minutes. It was so hot that people went for an hour and a half. And then there's not a lot of room for the other topics. And then when I get to them, no one says anything. I mean, RJ usually has something to say. RJ tries his hardest. And I'm not throwing shade at anyone. It's just a lot of times I bring up stuff and we're like, okay.
I think that might speak to what Jarbo was saying earlier, which is like maybe it would work better if you just focus on like one topic or maybe even two topics.
I love covering everything in the day. I just, like when one of my friends
Max,
on
don't you think
YouTube
that's a
said
bit
like, one of my friends said it's like coming over to your friend's house to like a video game magazine. Look at all the.
Well, let me
articles
ask you this,
together,
Max.
experience
Do you feel like the issue where it comes to like dragging out like a topic you want to spend 20 to 30 minutes on?
You notice I try to
an
move
hour and a
on.
half?
Yeah.
No, I know, but do you feel like
I don't want to go past an hour anymore? Like,
well, I know.
like,
what I'm saying is that do you feel like the reason it takes so long to get through the main topic you only want to spend like 30 to 40 minutes on to an hour and a half is because you have so many panelists that have so many varying opinions.
That's definitely a potential issue, but I don't want to exclude anyone. Like, if anyone wants to be on the stream, I want them on the stream.
So it sounds like you're okay with whatever issue or hang up that your current format has because you just generally
because I want people to be included and I want to cover as much stuff as possible. And I love when people pop in. Like, this is me. This became a meme. But you want to come on the show? You want to come on? Do you want to come on then? Do you want to come on? I mean, even though I was mocking the quartering, that's me. I love it when people show up. I can't resist. It's like a party up in here. Like, oh, who showed up? I mean, look at my intro. Look how many people showed unexpectedly in the intro. I love it when someone out of the blue that I haven't talked with a while says, "Oh, I want to come on the show." Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, well, I think a part, and I'm not gonna, I'm not trying to dissuade you from doing that, but I think a part of having like that open door, everybody's invited in this inclusive sort of atmosphere that you're trying to cultivate is that you will inevitably get situations.
It's not controllable, right? It's not always controllable.
Like, you're going to get panels of people who might not be interested in some of the topics that you're trying to do like rapid fire takes on, or you're going to get situations where there's going to be a chemical mismatch between somebody who has super hot opinion here, super hot opinion there. And that could cause sparks that could, create some cool moments.
It
also cause animosity and communities that suddenly splinter off.
Listen,
and now
it's not when you deal with lots.
Shit.
The more people you deal with, the more this is going to come up. And that the answer is not to deal with less people. That's not me. That's not how I roll. Like the way to fix things would be to like have 4 people on a panel, 6 people, less topics. But this is also, besides being a part-time job, this is where I hang out with my friends. I talk to you more than I talk to my family sometimes. This is fun for me. And I honestly, I don't even have a lot of time to do all this research. Like if I did all this research, I wouldn't be streaming every day. I'm having fun, shooting shit, just jumping on the internet, going as I, learning as I go. You're right. I don't read the articles ahead of time. I'm like, I want to talk about this. I want to see what's in this article. And people, sometimes people do have to explain it to me. I'm not the smartest guy, But I also don't want to go down.
Let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this. If you're completely content, then why ask people's opinions?
Because I see people getting the only thing that upsets me is when I see other people getting upset with what I'm doing. And it's a source of frustration for me because I do cover other topics that no one talks about, doesn't engage with. The viewers disappear. It's not all about the views, but it's like I bring something up. It's like a wet fart. Or
what about
or
like
you're
this,
like
where
we're
you have, like, a
talking,
timer?
or we're talking about this again when it's in the breaking news. Why would you not talk about Toby Emmerich? Unfortunately, yes, that's going to bring up the Snyder conversation. But this is your job in movie talk. There's things that I want to that you need to cover if you're doing this. If you're doing this on YouTube, why would you not talk about Toby Emmerich yesterday?
Max,
What?
how about this? Why don't you change the name of Movie Talk to Movie Business Talk? Because you're not actually talking about movies. You're talking about the business of movies. And I think that might be where the problem lies with people, you know, and you are kind of
a lot of the viewers don't have an issue, just so you guys know.
Well, people are having an issue, so you're bringing it up. So, I mean, have you ever considered the fact that
the viewers, not the panelists, or get frustrated?
Well, if the
viewers are
if
fine.
the viewers are dropping off, then that means that that they're not interested.
No,
in that
the only time the viewers drop off is like when I switch topics real quick, and people are like, "I don't want to talk about this," and I'm like, "Okay, let's talk about this." No one has anything to say.
I think what Max is trying to say is that it's more so the panelists who seem to have issues versus the actual audience.
Yeah, the audience is fine.
Mostly. Well, have you considered the fact that maybe you've conditioned the panelists to really only talk about those kind of hot topics because that's what you tend to cover more often than not?
This is how I do my streams. I keep it popping. If the conversation gets like no one's saying anything, the chat slows down, I move on to the next topic. That's why I do the rapid fire topics.
You can say condition, but I'm pretty sure that's mostly what the audience wants to see anyway. So it's like, what can you do about that?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. You have to.
Well, I think one thing we have to realize as content creators, I'm sorry, I'm driving home right now, is that what we have to also assume is that, like, look, people might be tuning in, which is great, but you also want to give them, it's not just what you want, it's what they want too. So maybe like really only having like 4-hour, 5-hour streams when there's a topic worth discussing and not just like dragging it out for the purpose of just dragging it out,
I don't drag it out. Like I end it when I'm exhausted, like talking about topics. Like when I don't have anything else to say, I end it. I'm probably gonna end it in the next few minutes here.
I get that, but mostly like when you have it in the thumbnail, people expect you to talk about that the whole time. Like once you switch to something else, you're like, "What the hell is this?" That's not what I came here to watch.
I think our audience is good enough to most of them stay along with other topics too. It's just there's some topics that many people are interested in. Like I covered the Northman. I covered some other stuff. I covered the James Bond.
But do you not think though that when you do the topics that are based around reacting to Grace or reacting to Andy or Ryan or Jeremy, that's what the audience is coming in for, and then after that they just don't really care because it's not hitting that dopamine? Like you've kind of conditioned them to expect one type of content, and then you get frustrated when they leave after that one kind of content is over.
A lot of this is why is this coming back to what I try to do variety. Look at my channel. This week we've gone overboard because it was me and RJ together doing this topic. And he did a great job. You did a great job covering it, RJ, and I applaud you for it. That's why this specific week went a little bit overboard with the Geeks and Gamers. But other than that, we've been covering a variety of topics on here. Star Wars, Marvel. I do also do the To the Max show on Saturdays where I've been working on interviews. I do lots of stuff.
No, I agree. You do lots of stuff, but we know which stuff works. So that's the thing. That's why people keep expecting the same thing over again.
I'm going to cut out in a second, but let me just. Do you think that it's too much content because that overboard or that over amount can be problematic?
Well,
as well?
I'll be transparent. I'm trying my best to break out and get in the algorithm a little bit, and it requires doing more content. And it's also a necessity because I'm broke right now.
Oh my God, the corn bots.
So isn't, if you want to be if you want transparent, if you're only doing the same amount of content that you've been doing recently, your channel's not going to get new subs. If you try to do a little bit more, put a little bit more effort in, you're going to get a few more subs and you're going to start getting some forward momentum. Still not as much as you're getting hate content if you do hate content, but it's been working a little bit. I've seen a little influx of growth. My personal goal that I didn't reveal to anyone is I want to get 50K views in a month. I haven't reached that in years. and I'm trying to do that and see if I break through the algorithm a little bit, get a few more subs, and it's been working. There's been a few new faces pop up in the chat. They've been engaging. So this is behind the scenes talk that I wasn't planning on talking about. But yes, I plan to stream whenever I have free time. I don't want to do to an uncomfortable degree. I also value my sleep. I love going on Enosh and Matt's streams to talk to my friends. But honestly, I'm like, I got to focus on myself and get to sleep at a better time. I pop in the chat right before I'm going to bed is the best I could do sometimes.
Like I said, I said it before
Hey,
in the
Max,
beginning.
did you hear the breaking news?
You don't have breaking news.
It actually is breaking news.
I'm not playing the clip. You really want me to play the clip?
No.
Matt's
Is it worth
breaking
it?
news of what?
If it's worth it, then yes.
Breaking news!
It is good to make a video.
So the Celtics just beat the Warriors in Game 3
Nobody
of the NBA
cares.
Finals.
Get him out of what the hell?
I saw that.
I don't want to hear about sports.
News. That's actual breaking news. The Celtics beat the Warriors in Game 1 of the
they're a
NBA
better
Finals.
team. They're a better team, obviously. The Warriors don't got it, so they a better team. Yeah, y'all heard that Kevin Feige wasn't a big director.
Hold on. No, never mind. I was gonna bring up something, but never mind.
I think we should end it though, because I've done enough defending my channel. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm cool with it, but the majority of improving movie talk started going towards more towards my channel. Well, there's a lot more issues than me. I think there's a lot of variety here. Thank you, Zeno. I appreciate it. People, the viewers seem to like it. Honestly,
watch The Boys. It's
I'm probably not going to watch it, so sadly.
Devin, can you end the show for us? Go sub to Devin. Pimp your channel before you go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Down here at youtube.com/c/YieldNerdcast. You can also find me at twitch.tv/YieldNerdcast. Give me a sub or a follow wherever you prefer to watch me. Mostly do gameplay videos, but I'm about to start breaking back into doing gaming news coverage, which is usually what I did before I fell into my Daggerfall obsession. Sub to everybody here who you may not sub to. You probably all sub to these guys anyways, but if not, give them a sub. And is that it? Are we ending this thing?
Just say thanks for watching, MME.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Xbox is trying.
Obviously, thanks for watching, MME. Come back next time. We'll have a blast once again.